very little announcements to go through. But again, right now, QR code on the screen and below the stream information on Twitch itself. We are still raising money for LA wildfire relief. Every $50 that is donated, right now I think we're 25 away from the next poll. But for every $50 that's donated, we will put up a poll that will allow the audience to shift a natural 1 to a natural 20 or a natural 20 to a natural 1. And we're going to probably keep this up for a little while longer in support of everyone in Los Angeles. And we're all hoping and sending our best thoughts that everyone's staying safe and that those fires are going to get put up very soon. With that in mind, do any cast members have anything they would like to plug before we launch into the intro?
I would like to plug my good friend Saul Padilla, because it was his birthday recently. And
yes,
we all love you very much, Saul, and we wouldn't be here without you. You are a good man and a blessing to all of our lives. We love you very much.
You're very lucky that
Real
you...
birthday song.
Thank you.
We are so lucky
Yeah,
to
let's
have
all
you.
sing the copyrighted happy birthday song.
Happy birthday.
It's not copyright anymore. That finally let out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're allowed to sing it now.
Welcome to the public.
Well,
domain.
okay.
Happy birthday song.
Long last. We don't have to do
Long
that.
last.
I just wanted to put it on the record.
No.
Everybody
All my
in chat,
birthdays
say
were
happy
sad
birthday
until
to
this
Saul
moment.
right now. Say it right now. If you're in the chat, say happy birthday, Saul, and say one nice thing
Right
about it.
now.
If you don't understand, if you don't
Everyone say-
understand.
Everyone say your favorite thing about Saul.
They did give me
I'll
my
do it.
At the
Let's
same
we go in a
time.
circle and
3,
say, oh.
2, 1.
I'm
so
He's
creative,
really funny
and
and
I'm so grateful to have him as a
Wonderful
friend. He
person.
cares a
Highly
lot
grateful
about
for
us.
having
He's
the
so
opportunity.
He was on
nice.
game nights.
What would have been like a beautiful, heartfelt moment was instead bastardized by our like million voices.
I mean,
No.
I feel like it's really just like the appropriate way.
Yeah, well, I felt like that was our way of doing it.
Yeah.
That's right.
I feel like we couldn't have done it any other way.
Yeah, the cacophony of love is very on brand. Thank you, you guys. I appreciate it a lot. I am very finicky when it comes to my birthday, but I'm very thankful for each and every one of you, and that you are thankful for me. That's very nice, and emotions, and yes. Anywho, somebody else please plug
Welcome
something.
to Turntables RPG, everybody. Let's get ready to
New Year.
stream.
Happy
Ooh,
birthday.
yippee.
Happy Lunar New Year as
Yes.
Happy Lunar
It
New
is
Year.
the year of the snakes? Question mark?
well. Yes.
True.
Yay, I love snakes.
That's
In the
amazing.
honor of the Year of the Snake, watch Turntables RPG Monster of the Week Season 1.
Check out this guy.
You got
Yeah.
if you have like 120 hours or something, you go watch that.
If you have 120 hours and want to watch a story about it, something where a snake is very critical.
Yes, that's
There's
your
also
thing.
there's also a lot of talk about a fake burger joint, and the lore for that is very deep. And
It
you
was
should,
real to me.
It
And
was,
if anybody would like to front the money for us to open up a real one,
no,
A real big
get in touch
We
deal.
with
would
our
go
lawyers.
please. I don't want to deep fry whole turkeys for a sandwich. We're not doing that.
Get in touch with our lawyers. We'll
We don't have. How much money do you think we make, Dustin?
subscribe to the Patreon. You know.
Subscribe to the Patreon. Donate.
Whatever money you would use to subscribe to the Patreon, please donate to LA Wildfire Relief.
Yeah,
This is all true. This
or
is
just
all
Venmo me
true.
directly. Just put that money in
Yeah,
my pocket.
give
me
I
some
want to
money,
buy a
please.
boba tomorrow. That shit's like $6.
I'd like
was
an,
evil.
I'd like
I don't
a
mean
pack
that.
of
Not
magic
just
cards.
soliciting funds on
I'm
stream.
kidding. Is that illegal on Twitch? I didn't
No.
know.
No.
That's all that donations are.
That's
No,
how
it's not
people make
illegal.
money
It
on-
might be evil.
You think Twitch
Yeah, I
is
was gonna
watching
say-
us?
I didn't mean it, and I felt bad asking. So
Okay, so don't give money to Masha. Give money to me.
I'll take
and-
money.
That's
Also,
fine.
I'll go on record.
Yeah,
I'll take
I'm-
money for Boba. Boba is expensive.
I just want like more magic cards. I don't need
Anyways,
food.
welcome to
really.
Chris,
Bird Table
I
RPG. Roll the
can just-
intro.
We have at least 20,000 question mark magic cards
Good.
under the bed. That's why I'm pointing
Sure.
this way. The bed goes
Okay,
up.
Good.
I would show you, except it's so fucking heavy. I don't know what mattress
Good,
Riley bought. It was very expensive. I could just mail you one magic card a day for
Perfect.
5
God,
years.
that was
That's the only
least.
dopamine rush I need.
Yeah,
That'd be so
it's
expensive.
gonna be
Exactly.
nothing of value. It's gonna be 30-cent cards from like 1995 or
And
whatever.
I will kiss them and I will love them.
But they're so old.
But 20,000
Hey,
freeze
it's
cards.
just enough.
Roll the intro, Saul, please.
Real fast, please go check out Masha on the Crit Show next Monday at what time,
Yes.
Masha?
Yeah. It's part 4 of 4 of a Starhold thing, like a little short mini whatever. It's space and it's scary, and we found out that fungus is involved. My
Oh.
least
Wow.
favorite gender, so come watch, come
Yes.
I can't
hang.
believe you would say that.
It's
This
true.
is my gender.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, Mars is
I mean,
right
actually
here.
very
and you would
offensive.
say that?
That's
That's crazy, but whatever.
Roll the tape. Roll the clip. Get me out of here.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Tales from the Harvest Moon. Let's get into it.
It's
why-
like
that's why
relationships. Am I right?
I was gonna say that's why
Am I
society
right?
won't,
Am I
it won't
right?
accept polyamory. It's
There's
the
so
three-body
many
problem.
physicists running out there right now to try and find
Yuck, yuck.
polyamorous
Looking for a
relationships.
third,
Looking-
not for a hot, sexy,
Boom,
emotional thing,
boom.
but rather because we don't know what happens when we bring a third celestial body into our
Mhm,
relationship.
mhm,
So,
yeah.
Mhm.
The
who will be the
scientists are
stars
like-
to my sun and moon? Huh? Who will be my Jupiter to my?
Oh.
Yeah.
Jupiter's my favorite
I don't
thing in Balatro. I love flushes.
We
We're
love.
getting a lot of
fudge.
weird responses to our Craigslist ad.
I guess.
Welcome
well,
back,
yes.
everyone.
Sorry, I
Just
got
gonna be
too
silent
caught
for
up
the
in
rest of
thinking
the
about.
night. Sorry.
I got too caught up thinking about gas giants, and I was like, "There's technically 3 past the asteroid belt." So, but anyway,
Tell us more.
Well, there's Jupiter, and there's
Uh-huh.
Neptune, and there's Uranus. So
Yeah.
those are the 3
No,
gas
That's not
giants.
how you
That
say her
is-
name.
That is
So
how you
say it,
her
Masha.
name. That's how they say it in Sailor Moon. So that's how it's said.
You know what? I don't want
Ah.
Morgan to be mad at me, so I
Well-
rest my case. I yield my time.
That's
Yeah.
the correct thought process.
Uranus and her cousin.
Only in the English stuff. Only in the American version.
Oh, is she the one who's gay but
Yes.
Yeah.
not allowed to be
Yeah.
gay?
Uranus is the
Neptune.
short-haired one, and in
Yeah.
the canon, all of the Sailor Scouts think that she's a guy when she first shows up, and it's so
Ah.
good.
I love those two. Uranus and Neptune are amazing.
Lesbian
Even-
again.
Even back then, I'm like, they're not cousins. They're not cousins. They're smooching.
Yeah.
They're not cousins.
They kiss in the show.
Yeah.
Sometimes cousins smooch.
They kiss
Anywho,
a lot in
so
the show. Anyways, welcome back to Flirting.
let's propel forward and just reel ourselves back into.
I need to clip that one.
No.
Sometimes cousins kiss a lot.
I don't think I actually realized until recently like how many out of pocket things Masha actually says, and
Masha says
it's
crazy
kind of insane actually.
When I was going back and flipping our Hear Me Out episode, everybody, like, I know the haha is that, like, I'm the horny monster of this fucking cast. Masha says crazy shit in that episode.
Hey,
She's
we're not denying that.
Yeah.
But the
Gnarly.
problem is I finished my workday 35 seconds ago, so my brain is
Sure.
just like, ha.
Yeah.
That's my excuse for today. Tomorrow
Okay.
I'll have to come up with a different one.
No, I get that. So last time on Tales from the Harvest Moon, it was discovered that the Orpheum had been the target of a very tactical and covert strike. Whatever the purpose of was, who knows? However, Lady Ophelia's like emergency key to the entirety of the Orpheum went missing. The Long Mime is the prime suspect. Trick did their best to apprehend the Long Mime, but just caused property damage instead. And finding out that Lady Ophelia was essentially incapacitated, Father Manassas gave himself up in order to help her recover. Although by doing so has left our 6 intrepid PCs to delve into the depths of the Orpheum by themselves as they begin to try and unravel this very strange set of events, and also like and also like re-up the manor's defenses against intruders. So with that in mind, they delved down the stairwell where the faculty live in their nice little extraplanar apartments. We stopped at Catalina Ruth's apartment where she had mail. As Masha said in the last episode, she took the bait and opened the mail and found a very, very lovely, well-written, great parchment, like upscale parchment, very nice ink, letter from the main branch of House Ruth that Catalina is a part of, letting her know that due to her great accomplishments and becoming a name within the nobility, she has been chosen to be the next arranged marriage for House Ruth to take place in the midsummer. So that's still a long way away. And, you know, the thing about arranged marriages is that people arrange them. Doesn't mean that people want to be in them. So, you know.
Yes.
So true, bestie.
However, we did stop at Catalina's apartment to find the emergency kit that is left to all faculty members in the case of a siege or some kind of attack on the Orpheum's like the institute in and of itself. So that was kind of like the main mission before this letter kind of threw everyone for a loop. As far as I remember, Catalina entered the apartment by herself and everyone else is on the stairwell. While Catalina is in the process of opening and reading this letter, is there anybody in the stairwell who would like to be doing something? Which could also include entering into this apartment if you would like to. But, you know, I now leave it up to my players to pick up where we left off and let me know what their characters are saying, doing, miming, what have you. What are we doing?
I'm eating honey roasted peanuts that I stole from the break room.
You all hear the very quiet crunches as this small shadow very close to the ground is just crunching and little bits of peanut are like falling down on the ground. Trick, are you doing anything?
I think Trick is just sort of looking around, being like, Okay, can we? Are we gonna? Are we going?
I will say the stairwell itself is lit up by very kind of soft glowstones that are embedded into the central pillar of the stairwell. However, by the nature of how it goes, you cannot see like past like 10 feet in front of you, just because it begins to curve around once more.
Yeah, and that Trick wouldn't know, like, okay, if I keep going down, that's where I'm supposed to go, right?
I mean, you all know that you have to head down, and you have been heading down. So like you could continue going if you wanted to.
Cool. I think he's gonna look around and be like, how much longer do we have here?
We must make haste.
Okay, good. Like that opinion. Let's circle around.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it was pretty clear that, and I think that she, like, clears her throat. And it's like, that we were supposed to kind of hurry, you know what I mean? So.
Catalina, you hear Darjeeling clear her throat from the hallway. What are you thinking right now? What's going on through your head?
Dog, I'm pissed. I think Catalina is... This is not uncommon for the Ruth family, right? Like, she knew that this was a possibility kind of always. I think that Catalina is displeased at being chosen because she wants to, study her little magics and be here and not betrothed to someone that she probably doesn't like. So she is angry and frustrated, and I think that she, like, closes the letter and shoves it into a pocket and then grabs the, like, go bag and calls aloud, like, oh, I'm sorry, I just, I had a really important piece of mail that I probably should have waited to open. She, like, mutters to herself a little bit and grabs the go bag and meets everyone back on the stairs.
Absolutely. I think we established last episode that the go bag, the kit in general, was underneath the stairs to your apartment. Inside that crate that's kind of like filled with straw, there was a jug, there was a glass orb.
Fuck yeah.
And this pouch that you have grabbed in order to, like, bring out with you.
What's in the jug?
You know that the jug is an alchemy jug. So the idea is that you unstopper it, and you say a specific, like, liquid or viscous material, I suppose. And
wine,
there's a certain...
please.
Yes, it could be wine, it could be beer, it could be water, it could be mayonnaise. But, like, there's a certain amount of limit that the jug can make every single day. And, like, once you say that material as an action, you can pour it out, and, like, that will spill out up until its max. And basically it can do every single one up to its max once per day. But it has to reach its max before you can start on another one. I
want to get crank on jug wine. What's in the orb?
The orb is
for pondering.
It is, hold up, let me it's a drift globe.
I'm sorry. It's a what?
It's a drift globe. So when you pick it up, it's like, maybe the size of like a volleyball. And when you speak the command word, it creates a soft white kind of like a radiant light that goes up to like about 15 feet. And then you can speak another command word to make it float up and like follow you around, so that you don't have to worry about kind of like the light spell or things of that nature.
The official art for it is beautiful, or whatever art I've found. It's cute. I like it. It is an orb. Cool. Yeah, I will grab the like component pouch and the drift globe for sure.
Oh, it's not a component pouch. It is a bag of holding.
Oh.
And inside, you hear kind of like clinking. It's about
Great.
So a bag of holding is about 15 pounds, just like flat, no matter whatever's inside of it.
Heavy, but okay.
Yeah, and but there inside you will find 5 potions of healing, 3 potions of greater healing, 1 wand of magic missiles, and a pair of sending stones.
Okay.
Like this is kind of it's like this is like emergency kit. Like this is like the so that's like
hold on.
Yeah.
So 5 potions of healing, 5 potions of greater healing,
3 potions of greater healing.
3 potions of greater healing, a wand
of magic
missile, can't type. Pair of sending stones. What else? Or was that everything?
That's everything inside the bag of holding. Yeah.
Okay. That's crazy. Cool. Yeah, I'll grab that, and I'll grab the drift globe, and I think I'll grab the jug and ask someone else to carry it because it's so big.
You could put it inside the bag of holding if you wanted to. It's just they were packed separately.
Yep.
Yeah.
I do that.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you take everything that was in the kit and you shove it into the
Fuck
bag
it.
of holding. Okay, cool.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm
Cool.
not thinking straight right
Yeah,
now.
no,
I've
absolutely.
just been given really terrible information. I'm just kind of shoving shit in places and
Totally fair.
like taking a deep breath and telling everyone that I'm ready to continue on our expedition. Also, not to retcon something that already happened, but I think that because I'm a hyena girl, I think I growl a little bit. So I think I growled when I read this letter and got mad. But like in a cute, girly way.
Yeah, for sure. Very cute.
I think the hairs on Smidge's neck bristle and stand up, and he doesn't really know why.
Sure.
Oh my god. I love that. That's canon.
Yeah, so you can all hear this level of kind of like clinking and clanking and like shuffling around very quickly at your words. You did see her like crumple up a piece of paper and shove it into her pocket. It's at this point I think I'm gonna have. Trying to think. Let's do. Actually, everybody who's out in the hallway, not Catalina, give me. Go ahead and give me a perception check. Just flat perception check. Eric was quick with it.
I was ready.
So 13 Smidge, 17 for Ori, 17 for Trick, 11 for Darjeeling. And then one more for Lux.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So Smidge and Darjeeling, I'm gonna say the two of you are maybe closest to the door, so you're very much kind of like watching Catalina kind of like do all these things. Everyone else who's kind of like more into the stairwell and not trying to be intrusive on another person's
The crunching of
You
the
just
peanuts.
decided where I am, and you're gonna tell me what my motivation is?
But
Well,
everyone
to
else,
relation.
you get this very faint, like, help me, and you all feel it as like a very strange sensation of like sound in your head but not out in real life, and you get this very faint telepathic signal calling out to you.
Trick turns to everyone and goes, normally voices haunt me, but am I the only one who heard that?
Ori is
Yes.
suddenly on guard. He's,
Now this is
got-
classic Ghost 101. They
Sorry. What is Classic Ghost 101?
a ghost that says "help me" in your head.
something is in need of us. Something else.
But no, that's the thing, is sometimes you hear a little girl saying "help me" in the woods, and then it's fucking not
Yes,
a little
and
girl in
it's-
the woods.
And then you help the little girl in the woods.
And no, it's a giant ghost.
They make giant ghosts.
Yeah, no, you gotta get really serious about the giant ghosts.
Giant people
Oh.
make giant ghosts, I imagine.
Well, sometimes the littlest people make the giant ghosts.
So you help the giant ghost. To
It's
its
really,
hard
I mean, if you think about it, doesn't it make sense that the size of the spirit makes a bigger ghost?
Is it like a personality thing?
There have been studies.
Wait,
How
are
big
you
do you think my ghost would be?
I don't know. Do you feel like you're fulfilled in your life?
Help me.
Anyway,
You get hit
But
with
is
the
there
message
any?
again.
This is in our head, right?
Yes,
so there's
correct.
no way to know where it's coming from.
Correct.
Hey, do you think my ghost would be particularly large?
I mean, no, Smidge.
Why not?
Smidge. And she smiles and like kind of leans down and scratches the top of his head, and she's like, "You're like the tiniest thing I've ever seen."
You know, some people believe animals don't have souls.
Well, I'm like I'm a person though.
Oh,
Yeah, what the fuck are
Jesus.
you talking about?
Yeah, what the
I'm
fuck
just
is that
talking about
supposed to
different
mean?
ghost studies. I don't get to
Ghost
talk about
studies?
ghost studies very often.
Listen, I trust you. You seem like an expert, but you know, if you're hearing a voice in your
I've
head
never
calling
killed a
out for help,
cat ghost, I've got to tell you.
listen, if you're hearing voices in your head calling out for help, it might be sign that you need to seek a professional.
No, I already knew that.
If those of you at home are playing Turntables RPG Bingo, you can go ahead and mark off Christopher Firth's character who has voices in his head speaking to him
Yes.
in
Oh
some
my
way, shape, or
God.
form. Go ahead and
Every
play.
season.
Every season.
Anyway, so yes,
Something. You activated my trap card.
Anyway, should we go?
So are y'all talking about this as Catalina rejoins the group?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yes.
Catalina, you would know that telepathy is one of the many gifts that your fellow faculty member Wokan has at his potential as a member of the Gith race. So if you hear them talking about this voice in their head, you know that it's Wokan.
Wait, are you pulling my leg about the voice in your head, or like you actually hear a voice in your head?
There is a voice in my head as well.
Oh,
And mine.
that's probably
thank God it wasn't
Wokan.
just
And
me.
what's the voice saying?
It is calling for help.
That's
Out
not
of
good.
character, when someone is like, when Wokan reaches out telepathically, can you respond, or it's like a one-way ticket?
Normally it is normally there is like it's similar to sending in that way, in the sense that you can respond. I'm going to go ahead and say, like, if you're bringing it up, somebody would have also mentioned that it is very faint. Like, it is it seems more kind of like an SOS rather than like a call.
Well, that's not good. Can you ask him where he is? Sometimes you can reach him back, but not always.
Lux like presses the heels of their hands to their head and like tries to focus really hard and is just thinking like, where are you, where are you, where are you, like yelling in their head. And
Make me, this is fun, make me an, oh man, just give me like a wisdom roll, just like a straight wisdom roll.
straight wisdom roll. All right.
This guy isn't like a fey, fiend, or undead, is he?
He is not.
Okay, never mind. I'm useless.
Okay, cool. So with a 17 for the straight wisdom roll, you're yelling out in your brain, and you almost like in that split moment, your words collide with Wokan's, and you get the briefest flash of kind of like this, it's almost kind of like using an echo to figure out where somebody's yelling from. It's below. He is below in the sub level that you are heading to.
He's downstairs, I think.
Okay, that's good. We were going there.
Then we move,
Yep.
and I think, yep. Ori's gonna start going.
Okay,
Love.
Ori move first, think later.
cool. Who's going second?
Trick is going second.
Okay,
Okay,
so
fair.
I'll say Catalina. Trick is small enough that the two of you could
Yeah.
launch together on the stairs for sure.
Just
Past
elbowing
Ori.
each
Yeah.
other, trying to
Yeah.
be in front of each other.
Oh, I was gonna say Trick hops on your shoulder like a Pokemon.
You're not there yet. You're not there yet. You don't know each
Which
other.
Catalina would throw you off of her body is
On the
insane.
stairs.
and then he'll be like, "Perfect strategy. I got down faster."
Who's going past after Catalina and Trick,
Lux will go
Lux.
after them.
and then Darjeeling and Smidge? Do you want to take up the rear?
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
do that.
I'll be in the very back.
Okay. So you'll be kind of like a half step behind Darjeeling, as you all kind of like launch down. The stairwell goes for a couple, like 15, 30 more feet. There are no more alcoves. Instead, you come to the bottom of the stairway, which ends in two large metal-plated doors. Catalina, you know this as the entrance to sub-level 1. And you do see that, again, this area that normally only faculty would be able to get into, the door is ajar. And you are all, I'll say just immediately, you all notice that the door is ajar, and there is a very strange silence to the other side. And it, like, it's, the door's ajar, it's dark. The only way that you'd be able to really see what's through the door is to go through the doors.
Can I? Sorry,
yes.
Go ahead.
I was gonna ask to cast a spell. Is that what you were also gonna do? Go for it. Go for it. Yeah,
Can
yeah.
I cast dancing lights
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
just in the room?
Okay. What's the range on dancing lights?
120 feet.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, absolutely. What does this look like as Darjeeling casts this?
She just raises a hand, and like again, the tips of her fingers glow, and she kind of whispers to it. She says "Fetolampa," and it goes, and it floats out like a little wisp.
Cool.
And then, I guess, not like bursts, but goes into the darkness.
Is there a specific color that you'd like the light to be?
Oh, green.
Cool. So yeah, you all watch as the interior of the door lights up in this kind of like, I'll say it's a pale green just by virtue of like the way light disperses. But it does illuminate. You do not see any obstructions past the doorway. You all now get this immediate ping, and it is a very faltering, like, weak voice that says, "Help me."
Please, may I cast Detect Magic?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Probably.
Aside from the dancing light magic, obviously, I'm familiar with that. I would like. What else is happening?
Yeah.
Please.
So you have the dancing light that's happening in the room. If I were to look up detect magic right now, what would it tell me for, like, do you need to be able to see something, or is it just like a specific area?
That's an awesome question. Let me. I still can't figure out spells in...
I got it, hang on. You sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. If you
Okay.
sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic, and you learn its school of magic, if any. It can penetrate most barriers, but it's blocked by a foot of stone, an inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
I will
But you don't
say
have to see it.
this door is a sheet of common metal. So if you want to see
Yeah, but
past
it's
it,
it's a jar.
yeah.
It's open and
You could-
illuminated.
hey, you could push it open a little bit more if you wanted to.
Get in there, girl. Get in there.
Eek.
I
I
will
like
say-
that. First of all, I like that Detect Magic has like MRI rules
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
Lead doesn't work.
yeah,
Impenetrable.
like okay, whatever. Who's
I
making sheets of lead in fucking where are we? The Sword Coast.
I will
in
say
Hollow Harvest Moon.
there is just immediate knowledge that by virtue of being a faculty member, Catalina would know about what is past these doors. Past these doors is kind of like it's sub-level 1. It's where you have to go in order to go deeper into the vaults, but initially it is where Lady Ophelia's laboratory is. It's where the research vaults are. So any active research that the faculty are undergoing at the moment are kept within these vaults. And then also past Lady Ophelia's laboratory, there is access to her bedroom, like her living quarters, and this is a room that you have visited a good chunk of time in general, just because it's also like when people like y'all are all kind of like academics, but for the most part you really do like practicum. So it's like if nobody's up in the actual like mausoleum proper of, or like the grounds proper of the Orpheum, they're down here kind of like working on their research and kind of like, you know, going to the coffee station and like getting stuff and like, you know, sitting on the couch talking about problems, chalkboards galore, kind of like going over different schematics and things of that nature. Like it is a room that you are very familiar with. So
When you said talking about different problems, I did not think like magic or science or math. I was like talking about boys, and then you were like, schematics, and I was like, oh, not boys. These are intellectuals.
Maybe a little bit about
yeah,
boys.
there's some social
Maybe
stuff
a
going
little bit
on,
about
too.
boys.
Yeah, we're not.
Cat's got a big
Cat-
complaint about
Yeah.
boys right now.
True.
No.
What's my? Oh,
We don't know that it's a boy.
Didn't they give the name?
No, I don't think we got a name.
Oh,
Even if we
oh.
did.
You
That's
also
fair,
know
that's fair.
that this is also the room where
It happens.
you have there's
Shut
access.
up. Shut up.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
This is where you have the
The worst monster of all.
you have access
It's
to
him. He's the mine.
the wards.
let's all talk.
You have access to the wards on sublevel 1 too, because again, everything past sublevel 1 is very much simply for containment. Like, it is not things that that people are actively like researching or delving into. There are things that have been handed off by governments, wizard circles, kingdoms, all that kind of stuff for the safekeeping that the Orpheum has in general. So it's like, this is like the most used sub-level floor. All the rest of them are like, you venture down there only to make sure that all like the protective seals are in place and things of that nature. So
Well, this is where we want to be, right?
Yes.
I think that I will take a deep breath and start opening the door a little bit so that I can detect the magic beyond, and so that we can see via Darjeeling's dancing lights the fresh horrors that will await us in this sub-level.
excellent. Okay, so so for the sake of this, I'll say put a pause on using the detect magic spell just for like the spell slot.
Okay.
But if you'd like to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
it once you enter into the room, you're definitely within your rights to do so.
Yeah, sure.
So you'll push open the doors. What is revealed to everyone, thanks to Darjeeling's light, is a long terminal-like room. It is about 50 feet high in general. It's made of rough stone. In the immediate thoughts that you see upon seeing the stone and like the different kind of like vaults that are built into the room itself is, oh, this was maybe at some point in time like a crypt for like the family members of House Orpheum. This has since been converted into the research vaults. There is the main floor. It goes like about 90, like maybe, no, it goes for like about 120 feet in general in length. Although it is like very thin otherwise. It's like maybe 60 feet wide. So 60 feet wide, 120 feet long. There is an elevated floor. You see there are steps to get up to it. A railing on that floor and several like alchemical and technological devices kind of like stacked upon one another, kind of whirring by themselves, steam puffing out here and there, different liquids of different colors. There's chalkboards. This would be Lady Ophelia's laboratory. On the main floor, not the elevated floor, the main floor, you see that there are kind of they almost kind of seem like classrooms, with the exception that they don't reach up to the ceiling. They're kind of like small little bunkers that have glass panes where you can somewhat see inside of them. They line the right-hand side of this terminal, and up on the ceiling, currently being illuminated by Darjeeling's light, is a beautiful like Renaissance-esque kind of like fresca on the ceiling in and of itself. You can't quite get the picture of it right now, but it's beautifully done in general. It's somewhat in contrast with the green light. You can see it's mostly red. There's like a lot of like red tones within the fresca itself, but it's long, it's tall, like for the most part. The doors open. The right door thunk hints against something and stops. Normally they would just kind of like swing open, but something stops the right hand door.
No, I hate that.
Yuck, yuck, yuck.
I would like to take a step and peek inside, please.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or like behind the door. No, before I would like to cast
Okay.
detect magic now.
Yeah,
actually,
absolutely.
Saul. Please and thank you.
For sure, absolutely. So now, I will say, you cast detect magic. Does this also light up for anybody else, or is it just yourself?
I think it's just me because I am sensing the presence of magic. It's not like revealing anything.
Absolutely. So, and there are things. So this is going to reveal some things that also Catalina would know. So,
Okay.
as you cast detect magic and it kind of spreads out from you, certain things ping as magical to you. Not that they have like an innate school of magic attached to them, but they are magical and things of note. There is the ceiling is kind of like, how do I explain this? Almost kind of like a spider web of magic. You see like the faintest, the most like fragile strings of magic collected to every single tile on the fresca, all kind of like culminating into kind of like a almost kind of like when you're holding like a bunch of balloons and you're holding all the strings together into a single focal point. They all kind of like come down into one of the vaults on the right hand side. The vault immediately to your right when you enter, a couple of items, small like pieces of what you can tell is like pottery almost, light up as magical. A lot of elements in Lady Ophelia's laboratory light up as magical. And behind this door, the object that is stopping it is magical. To a certain degree, yeah.
Wait on the thing stopping the door, please. What kind of magic is it?
Absolutely. So it's again, it's not a specific school of magic, but I will say you get the faint outline of it. We'll push aside the fact that it is obscured by the door, and the door is a thin 1-inch steel door.
Piece of lead.
Just because for the you're taking a shot here, and I as the DM are acknowledge that, so I'm just gonna give this to you for taking the chance.
Yeah.
You see a foot,
No.
a leg, another leg, a lower foot, going up to a waist, and that's it.
A waste of what?
What do you mean? Is it
it's
what
the
do you
pants guy.
mean?
So
How big? Regular size?
yes, the
Small,
size
too
of
big.
the
How
size
big
of a
is the
human man.
ghost?
So you
Is it the
what's
size
that
of
cryptid?
Wokon's
are you
lower half?
are you moving into the room?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You
I
ping
super
this.
am.
You move into the room and you see the lower half of Wokon.
Stop.
The like his waist, like where like it should be connected to a torso, has been ripped off, and there is a trail of like dark blood leading towards one of the vault rooms.
First
I
of
just
all,
want to. I just want to take a minute, sorry, to react to. It wasn't cut; it was ripped off.
Don't like that.
His legs
hate
are just standing upright.
No, they're
behind the door?
flat on the ground,
Oh,
and the door
okay.
as it was swinging
I was
hit
imagining
the.
them stand
No.
up.
I thought you were saying
No.
just standing pair of legs.
Oh God. Oh
Exactly.
God.
Follow
Oh,
me,
God.
guys.
I
I
thought
was
you were
saying because you got like
there was a
khakis
cryptid that
on
was
or
like that.
something, like-
It's the Fresno Nightcrawler.
Oh,
exactly.
God,
That's what I'm
fuck.
saying. I was
No.
like, that's what I
Um,
thought.
Catalina gasps and like starts trembling and like puts her hands up to her mouth, and then she turns to I think it was 3 of you that could hear the voice in your head, right?
All of us heard it this most recent time.
Okay. Well,
When we
that's
were
right.
all by the
We could
door. We all
hear
heard
it.
it. Because proximity
Um,
chat.
I think that she forgets herself in this moment then, and she just like shouts out like, "Wokon!"
You hear there's like a pause, and then you hear a very feeble cat. I'm in Vault 4. Help me.
Do we all hear
Yeah.
this? Or just
I'll say I say you all hear it as well.
This is like aloud, like
Yes.
when you're
No, well,
spoken.
no, it's still telepathic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it coming from the darkness?
Well, it's been
lit up.
the room is lit up by
okay.
Darjeeling's dancing lights. So it's like
Okay.
everything that I've just
Yeah.
described, you all see in stark. Like you're good. You're good light wise.
Okay. I didn't know if it was like
but,
some
like-
shadowy corner.
For sure. I mean, like if you're all kind of like somewhat now stepping in, you see the trail of blood that is leading from the legs all the way to a vault a little bit further down.
Is the vault closed?
From this, like you're gonna have to run up to see it, but every vault has like a glass pane and a door attached to it. Some of them
Okay,
are a little bit different in the sense that we'll get to that, but like every single one is pretty much built very similarly.
No, sorry, you can.
No, please.
Well, I think Trick would turn around and be like, "No one open any fucking doors."
If someone is in need of help, we must.
No, but I'm saying, we got some ghost fucking trickery here.
There are
I just
Catalina-
assume everything's
Catalina-
ghosts.
Yeah.
Catalina is
Yeah.
full tilt
Okay.
running to Vault 4.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
So wait.
Sorry.
No, that's totally
Too
fine.
short. What happened, Darjeeling? What's going on? I can't see.
Can I see? Can we see?
Yeah, no, I mean, like, Catalina moved in, saw the body, and is now heading towards Vault 4. Who else is
I guess-
entering, like...
Yeah, I guess I
Yeah.
would follow behind.
Yeah,
And
I guess,
then-
yeah.
Yeah,
So when you said there's like a trail of blood.
correct.
Would we like step in this blood if we're not
The pathway is wide enough that you don't have to step into it.
right? But I'm
but,
saying like it wasn't something that we first noticed. Would we all notice it after hearing this voice, or is it like
It's something that you would notice, like, upon stepping into the room. I think that's one
Yeah.
of the things where it's like, the nature of vision is like, you have to respond to all information that is happening to you when the doors open. Catalina, specifically with detect magic, would be able to focus on the thing that was behind the door, and then, like, you know, the floor. This is like a crypt floor, right? So it's like it's gonna be somewhat naturally dark in general, and it's like in that Catalina processed the blood on the floor faster than you did. That's all. And
Right,
that's
no,
why
that makes
she's
sense.
moving first. But now,
yeah,
y'all
no,
are
I mean, if we're
entering-
following
yeah.
her in, it's like we would notice it when we walk in.
Correct.
So, like, Smidge is
And
like,
to all of y'all's like credit, she ran in and is running deeper, and nothing's attacking her. Right? Nothing has happened. It's just more. She is
yeah.
responding to a situation. I'm like totally understand. I would be cautious as well, but like
I think I would just walk in.
Yeah.
Like, she's running in
Well,
and nothing's happening.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think I would just walk in.
yeah.
Well,
And
I
I
think
think-
Trick is gonna follow her because Trick is instantly suspicious about a voice that says I'm in Vault 4.
Sure.
Yeah. I
Air.
think that, Smidge is like, my lady, what's going on? I think she starts to follow Kat, and I think if she sees it, she's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Because that's, a lot.
Everyone who steps into the vault will notice the legs, will
Sure.
notice the blood, and
Wow.
understand why Catalina is running to Vault 4. Now, Catalina, as you are running, I'll say Trick is the one who said that he would immediately follow after you. So Trick is, you hear the footsteps right behind you. In the process, you two, so there are two vaults immediately upon entering the terminal on the right-hand side. Then there is a break before you get to the last three vaults at the end. In this break, there is a pedestal, nothing on top of it. However, the pedestal sits kind of like an essential place in the room itself. Next to it are a pair of stairs leading down towards a larger, more kind of like obscured by darkness doorway.
Great.
It is difficult to tell as you are running, also by just like the nature of the size of it, whether or not it is ajar or if it is closed. But this would be there because the stairs are leading downward and it is closed off. You'd be able to understand this is probably the entrance to the second sub-level of the Orpheum vaults. Now, as you push past, you pass one more vault, and you can see in the first vault, or we'll leave that for exploration later. You get to vault number 4. Vault number 4 is the only one that has a kind of like security door function, specifically because of Catalina, you would know this, of the experiment that's happening inside. It is important to have a fail-safe door just in case it gets out.
No. What's the experiment?
So you get to the door, you see that there is a bloody handprint on it, and as soon as your presence appears, the door recognizes you as faculty and slots inward, so they're like automatic doors, and it goes into it. It opens up into kind of like a small little viewing area where you now see the glass panel, and what you see is that the second security door has been opened. There is one hand kind of like holding the door open, and the other one is kind of sticking its hand out into the middle of the air with a strange almost kind of like round object. Something about it is it's like diffusing it in mid-air. Trick, you're following behind, right? Okay. Catalina, you know that there's no danger in this moment in time. However, you do know that this particular vault, the research that they were conducting, has to do with the caustic nature of oozes, and that behind this security door and this glass panel, there is a gelatinous cube in stasis.
What the fuck are y'all doing in here?
And at this point
it's not my research.
You as you both go into the vault room, you see Wokan, the top half of him, sitting inside with the gelatinous cube, half of his body inside of it, holding this object within. The other side of his body just like racked with cuts and scratch and like deep claw marks that are kind of like he's actively kind of like bleeding out onto the floor, and he's using his last bit of strength to hold open the security door and to keep his arm inside the gelatinous cube. Yes, Eric.
So I just want to make sure I'm understanding the positioning of all of these things. So Wokan is inside of a gelatinous cube?
Halfway inside, yes.
Half of him is halfway within.
Correct. Like imagine it if you were sticking your arm inside of a pool to pick up something that you had dropped inside. Sure. That is the idea.
So he has his hand on like an orb. Correct. Inside the gelatinous cube. His other hand is
keeping the security door
telekinetically holding the door open, or he's just like has his hand on it.
He has his hand on it.
Okay, I see.
The door that we're walking through, or just opened up in front of us.
He is just a torso. Like he doesn't have legs.
He does not have legs. Correct.
Okay.
It's just his torso. You have passed through the first security door. There's two. Yeah. So it's like imagine it as like there's kind of like a little waiting room that you just walked into before you walk into the experiment proper.
It's the observation room.
Correct.
To
this frozen ooze.
Well, it's not frozen. Well, I just said it was in stasis.
Okay.
Yeah. Temporally frozen, perhaps.
Okay.
That is what the two of you like. That is the information that you have just immediately received.
Yes.
Is the body like where it would be on a person? Like, is the torso up in the air because the legs are missing, or the torso is on the ground?
On the ground.
Oh God!
So he dragged himself here, stuck himself in the ooze.
Is the orb? I'm sorry, my brain is tough with this. The orb is in the ooze, and he's reaching for it.
He's
holding it in the ooze.
Correct. So okay.
Do I know this orb? Am I familiar with the orb?
Absolutely.
Yeah. We invite this orb to the wedding?
Let's
How close are we with the orb?
There is no way. Stop.
So okay, I'm gonna say I'll have everyone cumulatively roll for investigation, just so that we can all kind of like receive the information at the same time. Now, what I will say, as everyone is rolling for initiative, or not, sorry, pause that. Investigation. It's investigation. Don't freak out on me. It was a slip of the tongue. Investigation. Cool. That's fine. Catalina, you know that it's an orb by virtue of like the gelatinous cube is kind of like bending its vision. It is kind of like it's a D20. It's an icosahedron. There are a multitude of different knots and strings that all interweave within the geometrical structure of this object. You know that this is the key to the wards. Like if you were going to re-up the wards, you need this object in order to do so.
How we killing this slime gang?
Pause. So we took down some wards so that we could have this event that we're doing.
Correct.
Which means that it was someone's job to come down here and like who up gelatinousing they body to take wards down.
Bro, what the fuck do you mean?
Okay, so I've got investigation checks from everyone but
What is
we got Trick,
Am I
Lux,
supposed
Mitch.
to roll investigation too?
Masha needs
Yes,
to roll
yes,
investigation.
please.
Okay, hold
As the
on.
person
Yeah,
with
because thus
intelligence.
far I've rolled the highest, which
Well, no, hold on. Is the
Okay.
gelatinous
Hold
cube?
on.
Okay, well that's good.
Okay.
Oh wait, that's wrong. Okay, well that's better.
No, I saw it's so zoomed out on my monitor, so I figured it out.
Is a gelatinous cube a fey fiend or undead?
It is an ooze.
Okay, so
Yeah,
never mind.
what is that?
Disregard me.
Creature type ooze.
Ooze
Is it a fungus?
No, ooze
No, it's
is a
just
monster
an
type.
ooze.
Yeah, it's
just
an
an
ooze.
Don't just Google ooze, by the way. You don't get what you're looking for.
A gelatinous cube is exactly what it
Lots of
sounds
doesn't have
like.
research on
It is a gelatinous cube. It is like about like 10 feet, big. It counts as a large ooze in the monster manual. Although I would argue they could come in different sizes, really, but the standard size is large ooze. Now, so with the, I will say, yes, we'll take the 19 investigation, absolutely. Everyone else is very much just as confused as Masha was in real life. The ward key is not normally inside the ooze. It is on that pedestal that is outside that you passed. You know that the ward key is normally normally you don't touch it. It's usually just for the Harvest Moon Festival that somebody comes down and readjusts the wards in order to bring some down and bring some up. The magic of the warding is something that is very unique to the Orpheum because it has to do with the research of one of your fellow faculty members, which is prehistoric magic, in which they used string and knots and different type of geometrical structures using this string in order to cast spells and imbue objects with magic. It's very old, but it's still very strong, specifically because of the amount of time it takes to create these structures and to create these tapestries or these specific intricate models with the string. It's about the time that's poured into it, as opposed to nowadays that's a lot more kind of like combat magic oriented. It's fast, it's quick. You have the material components, the verbal somatic stuff. As a warcaster, you would know this and know that in your time at Elminster University, there was a very big conversation about what prehistoric magic would have looked like, and that the research coming out of the Orpheum was the first and foremost in that field. So with that being said, after I think we said 5 years at the Orpheum or something along those lines, you would have brought down the wards at a certain point of time and brought them back up. It's just one of those things that you have become a lot more knowledgeable over by virtue of being in this institution. Now, with the 19 from investigation, you can tell that Wokan has been severely injured in a lot of different ways, right?
Took me a 19 for that.
No, I'm just starting
Yeah,
there.
right,
I'm starting there. He dragged himself specifically to this vault because you know that the research that was being done in this vault was specifically to find a way to nullify the acidic properties of oozes, specifically because they are by nature, by virtue of the very fabric of their being, also very preservative So if you were able to remove the caustic nature of their biology,
It's like the Smithsonian goo.
You could preserve something inside of it for a long period of time. It could be maybe helpful in life or death medical situations, in order to help preserve a body. And so you very quickly kind of pin down something attacked. If you remember, I will say, because you were also the one who interacted with this, you remember that Wokon and Rhododendron were going to try and figure out where those masked individuals went.
Yep.
You never heard from them until now. And now you find Wokon wounded and having essentially taken the key to the safety of the Orpheum and like pushed himself into the gelatinous cube in order to, like, in a very slow attempt to, one, save his own life, but to also save this key. You do not know where Rhododendron is. You do not see anything like that. So that this is all the information that you are immediately piecing together in real time as you are approaching the second security door. Everyone else, Smidge, you see some, like, this was a fight for life itself. Like, you grew up on the streets, you know what these kinds of scraps look like. I've
seen many a man bisected in my day.
I was literally gonna make a comment. I was gonna be like, oh.
Perhaps not
just
bisected,
like
but I will say with a 13, you, like, it is very clear to you, although everyone else, like, to everyone it is clear how important this object in Wokon's hands is in general by virtue of the fact that he dragged himself here. But I will say that, like, there is also, like, what Smidge understands, maybe more so than Catalina, is that there is a certain pain threshold that humanoids in general would not be able to withstand up to a certain point without, like, passing out, you know, and just, like, bleeding out on the ground. And the fact that Wokon dragged himself this distance either shows an extreme amount of, like, intense willpower, or just like he's a one lucky dude in general. Like, it's one or the other in your brain. And so that is kind of like what you all cumulatively as a group now understand out of character. In character, those two characters know what I just said. So
why does he feed himself to the ooze?
It's so hard to explain. I think that Catalina is, like, trying to pull one of the healing potions from her bag of holding and, like, put it in Wokon's mouth. And the ultimate goal is to... This is so gross. I want to get him to drink this and then...
Yeah.
Get him the rest of the way in. Don't look at me like that. I can't put him back together.
Yeah.
So I would rather put the rest of him in there.
Yeah. Is she getting rid of evidence?
Is he gonna suffocate?
Is she getting rid of evidence?
I don't know. Yeah, do I know? Does his face need to stay out so he can breathe?
So he is...
Because I'll cup his head, and I hate this,
so
by the way.
You go to cup his head. His hair is sticky with blood. And, like, it's rough, but you move to put the potion up to his lips, and you feel him very faintly shake his head, and he brings his arm up. The door is open at this point because it has recognized that there's multiple people trying to like, enter, essentially. And he puts a hand to stop the potion bottle. And he looks at you and he says, Don't, not on me. Just, you push me in, let me, not my mouth. Not, and he's kind of like in between thoughts and thinking of a million things at the same time. And he's like, not my mouth.
I'm gonna just not his mouth. That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that Darjeeling is kind of like, what the fuck? Because she rolled, I rolled low on investigation, so she's just like, holy fucking shit. But she hears what he's saying, right? And I think before everyone freaks out, listen to the whole thing. I think she raises a hand and her spear comes up and turns sideways, so it's like the flat pole part of the spear, and like shoves a lot of him into, but like Kat is holding his head in her hands. So I think that his torso gets shoved in one movement into the rest of the ooze.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Kat, you also know, like right now, you know that this is not going to cause Wokon any pain. Again, the research that they are doing in this room is
Guys, does it hurt the dog to cut it in half and shove it into a caustic cube?
It's the caustic nature, like they have solved it, at least in the point of like within this small room, within this vault, right? They are able to nullify the effects, the caustic nature of gelatinous cubes, or like oozes. They just have not been able to find a like stable way to recreate it outside of the experimented and the outside the experiment. So it's like if you were to push him in, you wouldn't have to necessarily worry about like yourself. Like you could realistically, you could stick your hands into the gelatinous cube right now and not have to worry about acid damage.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I think Darjeeling doesn't know that, and she's like, "I'm not touching a fucking ooze."
So fair, so valid.
Or you're still freaking out that you're like murdering a man by ooze. Like,
I've killed men for less.
I will say, as you push him, he does go just because, like, I mean, the man's been mauled and he's like bitten in half, like, you know, like,
yeah.
But
I think.
Yeah.
Can I? Someone else do something. I have an idea, but I have to look it up. So
I would like to cast Mage Hand and shove my Mage Hand in the goo to grab the little thing.
You're so smart.
The key? Yeah, absolutely.
Guess who also has Mage Hand and is instead a moron? And
well, you're holding a half of a person in your arms presently, so I think I'm, you know, you're good.
Absolutely. Yeah, so...
I summon, I hold my hand out, and then from the shadow of my hand on the wall, the shadow lifts off the stone and floats over and goes into the goo.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no, like, other than the normal hindrance of, like, gelatinous objects, like, your hand slowly moves through. You get to the geometric shape in general. It is, like, the lattice of the shape is kind of, like, made of this very fine copper material. And then the strings within are kind of, like, a strange kind of, like, combination of cloth and metal. So it's, like, you just have to kind of grab onto the vertice and, like, pull it out, you know.
I do that.
Cool. So Smidge is doing this. I'll say at this distance, right? There is when Wokon says don't, and like, you know, the whole part of like don't with the potion, just keep my mouth, you know, like in air and so on and so forth. There is this wave of pain that radiates out telepathically to those like within 5 feet of him. And I will say, Catalina, you don't have to roll for this. Smidge, Darjeeling, I'll say because the two of you have kind of somewhat acted, you're in here. Go ahead and roll me just like not for damage or anything of that nature, but just roll me wisdom checks, just so that you can kind of like, you know,
wisdom checks or saves.
Just checks. There's no damage with this. Dope. Cool. So
oh boy,
Catalina and Darjeeling.
So real.
The both of you, as like you can probably understand in general, the telepathic nature of Wokon being a Gith. The reason he was able to like pull himself through the pain this distance and manage to keep himself alive is because he is retreating within his mind so deeply that he's not allowing himself to feel the pain. When he has to become conscious, when he has to say things, when he has to reach out telepathically, he feels the pain of these 1,000 claw marks, the pain of like his spinal cord detached on the bottom half of his body. Like, these are things that he is painfully aware of through like years of training, but it's also those years of training that is allowing him the ability to like retreat within himself and stay alive, essentially, like clinging to the spark of life.
Makes sense.
So the he says these things, but there are vast moments where he's like supremely quiet, and maybe Smidge thinks he's dead in those moments. That's what the natural one is going to be, is that he says, no, don't leave my mouth, and then he goes supremely quiet, and Smidge, you just think this guy's dead. Like, you just think like, hey, kudos to him, he went like he was a boss all the way up until this moment, but that motherfucker's dead right now. Like, there's no
like a
way.
real one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rest in peace, homie.
I think
We will remember you. Pour one out.
Yeah, did Smidge get the... Sorry, I had to wait for a second, I don't remember. Did Smidge get the orb?
Yes,
out to make him?
it's in the process of kind of like being like pulled out of the gelatinous cube. So I'll say, yeah, Smidge is probably holding it. It's about the size, again, it's volleyball sized. So I'm assuming that's like the torso of Smidge. So
Yeah, I think, based on like what you said, Darjeeling saw, I think that she would like kind of step forward and reach over and like put her hands on top of Kat's hands, which I assume are now covered in this man's blood,
Yeah.
and pull them off slowly and be like, we gotta move on.
I will say at this point y'all have kind of like sunk Wokan's body enough so to where it's like the gelatinous cube is now kind of like right here, in the sense like his head's sticking out somewhat. It's probably the best that you're gonna get him, realistically.
Do I know that he's not gonna just get like sucked the rest of the way in?
Yeah. No, the specific like gelatinous cubes are living things. In a normal environment, they would absolutely engulf him.
Right.
But part of this room in and of itself is stark white, with very faintly scratched sigils into every single tile piece. And there are specific tile pieces that are kind of like black, and other ones that are just pure white. And you know that these black tiles are interchangeable, and that is how the researchers have been changing the variables of the magic in this room specifically to find it and to get this thing in a specific cost, to get rid of its caustic nature. So it's like, but the white sigils in the room are what are keeping it in place. But they're specifically tuned to this gelatinous cube. It was like months of like stunning it, running into the room and like scratching the sigils out, and then like jumping out before it like wakes up, before they were able to finally freeze it in place in order to do the greater studies. So yeah, the gelatinous cube is not going to consume Wokan. He's just going to kind of like sit there. And this is like realistically, like, it's unfortunately a very like, this is going to be very good for data later on if Wokan lives. like
really good for science.
They're going to have a real scenario of like, this was a life or death situation and the body was preserved enough to keep it alive, you know. Unfortunately, we don't have like a control factor, and he is a Gith, so he has a higher pain tolerance, but like for the most part it worked, you know. We'll have to try it again someday. So but the, you know, you don't have to worry about that. And also a part of you is just kind of like, you're kind of going to have to be okay with this due to the circumstances. So
super not, but
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
I think that Ori's been watching this and then disappears out the...
Okay.
And then comes back carrying the legs.
Okay, yeah.
And starts trying to put that in as well. He goes, I am not a smart one, but I understand the need to help others. Others who are smarter than I am. So if we must get rid of this Gith, I will trust you.
Oh, thanks for killing
getting
this
rid of
man.
evidence.
Really? Okay, I was thinking like very pragmatic of you, Ori.
Actually, very
Right?
smart.
But
Well,
I have to ask, how is he carrying the legs?
I mean,
He's
in
dragging him
all
by
hon-
his feet.
I think so, but in all honesty, Ori is probably the physically strongest person
Yeah,
in the party.
that is
So he could probably just like lift it up above his head. But I do think he's like got one leg under each arm and just kind of
That's what I was
Dragging it
afraid of.
behind
Thank you.
yeah.
I
Horrifying.
think
Thank you
Trick
so
is
much.
like rubbing his chin, being like, "Can Giths become vampires? How are we gonna save this guy?"
That's a great question.
Yeah.
That's a great
Lux
question.
is like standing outside the room trying not to throw up, I think.
Yeah.
Lux has one hand on the wall and is like, oh my god,
Lux
oh my
is like-
god.
One hand on the wall, like keeps looking in there to make sure everything's okay, and then will look very quickly away and just like put their head against the
Lex is
wall.
I
like,
love that.
I work at a
So valid.
circus. I work at a
Yeah,
circus
exactly.
for my job.
Do me, actually, Lux, that's such a great point. Do me a favor and roll me a perception check. I'll say with disadvantage since you said that you're kind of like in a specific
Just
state of
actively
mind right
throwing
now.
up.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I'll say just roll me a disadvantage for perception.
Advantage for perception.
Hello, B.
Okay.
8.
Yeah. Unfortunate. Like, I think there's. You're throwing up, so it's like your head's pounding. You know, your stomach hurts from like just it being like stomach acid that's coming up, really. And I'll just say like the lights from the dancing lights of like of Darjeeling's spell and like the lights that are coming from Lady Ophelia's laboratory. It's a nice, like, at least the vision is a nice sensor in the sensory overload that you're feeling. The vision's not that bad. Everything else sucks, but like at least, you know, these colors are like, you know, oh, that's
The
nice,
vibes
you
in
know?
here, great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Despite it all.
yeah. It's like being kind of like at, you know, when you get off a ride at a carnival and you throw up. It's like at least there's like nice lights flaring in my face right now. But yeah, I'll say that's kind of like what you're pinging right now in this moment. It's not much, but you are throwing up. So, yes, Dustin.
Not to like take us out of the moment, but is it possible for us to be able to go to use a potty in a minute? Like,
Yeah,
can we take a
absolutely.
break and-
Yeah, absolutely. I'll say, as we'll just say, Ori begins pushing the bottom half of Wokan into the gelatinous cube.
Now, when you push it in, do you push it in feet first?
I would-
You gotta do
No,
wound
no,
first.
put the gross
No,
part.
he-
Yeah,
he's-
I would
Oh
do.
my
I
God.
would say wound first.
Yeah,
Um,
he pushes wound first for sure. Because that's what you did with the other part. So he
The
was just-
mechanics of that are so funny to me.
Well, no, he has to turn around and back up.
Um,
Beep, beep.
the cube is large enough and or is strong enough that he can kind of like shove it in at an angle. It's just like, again, it will go slowly as it initially like suctions onto the body and like begins to allow it
Oh.
to part within
Very good. Very
the
good.
space.
Oh no, the
So,
legs are moving in a
um,
comedical way. Fuck.
and-
Does the cube make a slurping sound when it takes
B,
in the leg?
get
Yes,
get up to
there is
speed.
like there is like a little bit of a suction sound as it grips onto the torso, and there's kind of like this it's just kind of like a sliding sound almost as like it's kind of like being pushed in. It just kind of sounds like, you know, if you were to take like a slime and like put it on an object and just kind of like you know anyway, yeah, so with that, I will say let's go ahead and take our 10-minute break. We'll be back in about 10 or so minutes. Thank you for everyone who's stuck with us so far. Man,
Yeah.
we are going through it. But we'll be back, and there's still plenty of more to go from here. So we'll just go ahead and launch into that. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
Who
Thank
else
you.
can we fit in
Yeah.
a cube?
I think you can
Cube
fit.
party.
There-
Let's
there-
all go in.
So I will say
She cubing
do.
herself in my
the
goo.
cube can hold
Eh.
one large creature or up to 4 medium or smaller creatures inside it at a time.
So we could fit Smidge, Trick, and Ori in there. I feel.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Probably.
Pretty
You-
easy, yeah.
You would
Good.
still suffocate. I want to be clear. You would if you
Okay.
went completely inside of it, you
Well,
would still
we
suffocate.
can put necks up. We can chill.
Yeah.
We can
Yeah,
hang.
it's like it's a spa day. Spa
Yeah,
day.
exactly.
Yeah.
Go out chilling and make
Oh,
you.
episode.
We were
Boys
so
night.
close.
Y'all
we
are-
were
y'all-
so
y'all
close,
are gonna
and
need
this
to
is
bring
my
it up.
fault.
And
Boys night.
Let's
Who
go
is
take
out?
our.
We'll
let's
be
go
back
take
in
our
10
break.
minutes.
I need a snack.
Good.
Hello, stream. Thank you for sticking with us. Also, we were just talking
Hello,
about it
hello.
before we transitioned, but we're at over $200. Thank you so much for those who
Yay.
have donated. I'm going to go ahead and take this quick amount of time to drop the first poll in chat for 150. And chat, you feel free to switch a nat 1 to a nat 20 or a nat 20 to a nat 1. And then whatever y'all vote, we'll do the duration. 3 minutes is fine. And then sure, I will allow additional votes, but you have to spend 500 channel points for it. Because
Guess who has
so many.
97,000 channel points?
I was about to ask what everybody's channel points were.
I
I'm
have
at
97K.
I'm at 107K.
That's crazy.
That's 76K.
Hold up, let me pull up my because I have two Chrome windows open right now. How many
I think
do-
I once redeemed either the 50K one or the 100K one, because the 50K one is the gang toxic Joey Wheeler, which is something that you can get us to do for free, actually.
You just have to
I guess
mention
channel
it.
points are also kind of free because they don't cost, they just cost time, but
I have 115,888 channel points. I think I used it once to redeem the Joey Wheeler.
yeah.
Okay. There should be a poll in chat. Let me know if you can't see it or not. But
I don't see it yet, but let me refresh just in case. There it is.
okay, cool.
I'm not allowed to vote anyway, right?
No, but also there's a good chance that let me see.
We are 90% of the audience.
Yeah. So that being said, whoever votes, your vote's gonna matter a lot. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Yeah, I also had to refresh to get it to show up for me.
Yeah,
Okay.
weird.
No, that makes sense. Trying to think. Yeah, okay. So we'll just let that run for a little bit, and then I'll see what the results will be in a moment.
I'm gonna vote against our best interest.
I usually
just
do
wanna see us
whenever
burn.
I do vote. I usually, yep.
Well,
It's funnier that way.
Well, I want to make it more exciting. You know, it's better to have a little bit of competition. We don't want it to be 100%.
He's a
Sure.
showman.
See, we're at 50%. This is exciting. This is what the people paid for.
To be fair, no one like on the actual overlay, we can't see what the split is of the votes.
please.
Oh,
I don't even have a poll on my.
Come on.
Quick, we need more
channel.
20 to
We
1.
had to. A lot of people had to refresh the page. Could I be blurrier? Do you think?
I think you could.
Uh,
Do you think you could? You
I
try?
could take off
Oh,
my glasses and you would be.
If you were in a big cube of gelatinous ooze, perhaps.
Yeah.
True.
It's never been.
It's no, yeah,
It's still a little fuzzy, but it's good enough for now.
yeah. Yeah, we also have to think about it as like the factor of like, is it kind of like a
Oh,
fun
we're back
house
to
mirror
50-50.
thing a little bit inside the gelatinous cube?
We're at 300. When did that happen?
Are we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just happened in this very moment.
Riley maybe just donated $100.
Oh, crap.
Riley.
Thank you,
Baby.
Riley. Holy crap.
Thank you, Riley.
Aw.
It was
Uh,
50-50.
Thanks, baby.
That's-
Riley. Sorry.
I think
No, you're fine.
so. We should
No,
make
you're
it
allowed.
both.
No, I'll go
No,
ahead
no,
and
no,
say,
no. Let Riley pick.
25.
I think-
Yeah.
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 20.
Yeah, right.
I'll say this. We'll do this poll for this first one, and then there's supposed to be another poll anyhow. We'll just ask Riley what for the next one what he would prefer between a nat 1 and a nat 20. And a
Or
nat
if
20
there's a
and
nat 1 and a nat 20, then we just roll 50-50.
Sure.
One it's a 20,
Um,
one it's a 1.
Thank you, Mr. Mike, for donating 25 minutes ago. It says, have fun doing good things. Thank you so much. And then another 25 minutes, or another 9 minutes ago, we got $25 saying, I'm sorry I'm late. I was hyperfixating on fictional men again. Totally fair.
That B? It must
Yeah,
be B.
everyone legally
Can
has
you
to be
tell me
nice to
what
B now.
what fictional
Simon
man
definitely
you're
not B.
hyperfixating on?
Who?
I've got my
Um,
man I'm hyperfixating on. I'll tell you about him.
Who are you hyperfixated
Please do.
on?
Yeah, tell us.
And then Riley was very kind and wrote, amazing stream, the
Smidge
perfect
William
blend of
Fitzwilliam.
gross and magical. So
I don't like I said, Masha, who are you hyperfixating on? And she goes,
Because I was gonna start talking, and then other people started talking. I was gonna gesticulate.
You were
I thought it was Godzilla. I thought you were making.
Oh,
I
sure,
was
sure,
like,
sure.
that's
Park
totally
City?
fair.
everyone.
Is it-
Come on,
is it-
everyone.
That's
No,
so
please,
real.
That's not it. That's not it, Kyrie. Please, Kyrie, please.
Iron
Please,
Fist
Kyrie.
feet pics.
There was a moment yesterday morning when I opened Twitter, which is terrible. Get rid of Twitter; it's evil
Yeah.
there. And it
Yeah.
was iron. It was an Iron Fist foot pick. It was like he was
No.
clothed.
No,
But his
I was playing Marvel Rivals yesterday with my girlfriend, and we were doing a public match, and so one guy was playing Namor, and then another guy who was playing like Winter Soldier or something, and the Winter Soldier's username was Namor Feet Lover,
stop.
No.
and
Ew. People are
he
weird
starts
in
he
that
starts going,
game.
"Thank you for picking Namor" with a smiley
Oh my
face.
god! I would crash out. I would leave the game.
Masha, continue your story. You saw
Yes,
foot pics
please.
of Iron
Oh, I
Fist
saw
on Twitter.
foot pics, and I'll send you the screenshot. It was very funny. But I
You
like
don't-
messaged. No, not of the feet pics. Not of the feet pics.
Masha is constantly sending us Iron Fist feet pics, and we
we
can't.
actually
We don't know
joined the
why.
Discord
Yeah,
to see some of the
every
feet
time I get on Twitter, I see another notification from Masha, and it's just always feet pics of
Iron
fictional
feets.
men she likes.
iron toes.
It's got those iron dogs out, dude.
you know that's what they're teaching out in Kunlun. You know, like they're just like that's
Yep,
what it
just
is.
let them out. Let them out. Let them dogs free.
The 10
Anyway, sure,
scrolls
just
for
go
each
ahead
toe.
and send
You
us
know?
the- yeah.
Anyways,
Go ahead.
Masha, you can send that to me.
I will.
Um,
Deserve it.
so the poll was
deserve it,
the
girl.
poll was 50-50. So I'll say Riley, please be
Christ.
our tiebreaker and just let me know in chat what you would like to see, nat 20 to nat 1 or nat 1 to nat 20. And then I'll say probably at the end of stream before we leave, we'll do another poll just so that we can jump into stuff now. But okay, so we have officially pushed Wokon into the gelatinous cube. Smidge
Oh, yeah.
has the ward key. Lux is outside of the vault. Everyone else is kind of like crammed into the weird L of like the observation room into the experimentation room. Yes, Chris.
Can Trick, like, now that he's sort of like, okay, we've dealt with this terrible imagery, I think he's gonna go and start like paroling the room just to be like, I feel like there's something hiding somewhere
Okay.
that's
the
that's
like the
waiting
vault
for us
itself,
to open this door.
or the vault itself, or like the outside.
just yeah, I think he's gonna leave the vault and just start like wandering around like the main area
Within the
to just be
terminal.
like, I feel like there's something waiting for us to bring this key to unlock what we're trying to get to, and then they're gonna jump on us.
So you're worried about the key.
No, I'm worried. I'm just worried about if there's something hiding that's gonna jump out once we get to where
Sure.
we're trying to go.
Fair enough. Okay, go ahead and roll me a perception check for right now as you're kind of like leaving the vault. You do see Lux standing up against holding one hand, holding themselves up, pile of bile in front of them. But you begin pacing around the room.
22.
22. Okay, so I'll say as you kind of like begin to scope out the room, immediately you kind of like clock that the initial conflict that occurred, this is you kind of like retracing steps, looking at context clues, all that kind of stuff. You notice that the conflict started at the doors, into the terminal itself, led into the room, right? There was a scuffle between 4 individuals. like just like the pattern of dust and the pattern of kind of like scuffing and claw marks that you do find kind of like on the stone floor. You can deduce rhododendron and Wokan were fending off two foreign individuals, all the way up to the ward key. It at this point, the pattern, the trail itself, kind of begins to get a little bit more confused. But you at a certain point, you pick it back up again, and you see the clear kind of like footsteps or markers thereof of Wokan running to the doors. There is some kind of strange, like singular strike that you see, not only just like in the blood spatter of like where you had found the bottom torso of Wokan, but also a marking left on the back side of the steel door that you entered in from and the wall therein. Just like this razor thin like line that seems angled enough to seem almost kind of like a single strike, that kind of like you follow that and you kind of do the mental math and you realize whatever this was is what tore Wokan's body like in half.
And I'm getting from the scene you said that Wokan and the other guy, I don't remember his name.
Rhododendron.
Rhododendron.
They were another faculty member. You had seen them originally in the rat
right?
fight, where they had created kind of like a wall of earth to protect the public, the private citizens. So
Rotom is
rhododendron is an earth genasi. Yes.
Yeah, and I get the vibe that they were defending this creature that tore him apart together. It's not like I'm not getting the vibe that there was some betrayal.
No. Also you wouldn't necessarily get that vibe. You're just kind of like you're scoping out the scene of the conflict via like physical clues at the scene of it all, right? So it's like it started at the doorway, moved inward towards the key, where the key is. You lose the trail, but you do pick up when Wokan is heading towards the doorway. Some savage attack splits him in half. And then obviously there is the trail of where his torso was, dragging himself all the way over to the vault. So it's like one of those things where you don't know what happened to Rhododendron. The two foreign figures are no longer in this space, and Wokan was essentially left to die, but was able to, move himself and the key to the gelatinous cube. I'll also say, again, with this kind of like 22 perception, you notice that the vault that Wokan was split in half from, that first vault that was on the right hand side, does have a glass panel in front of it, and one of those metal doors that if you were to step forward would automatically open, if you were faculty. And inside you can see that there are several objects of a prehistoric nature. There's pottery, there are bones, there are various things kind of like in large crates and stacks of notes and kind of like things pinned up against the wall. That's in the first vault. In the second vault, it is dark. There is no light within it. And that's kind of in that area. I will also say that with a perception of 22, you also notice that there is actively an experiment in Lady Ophelia's laboratory that is actively beginning to hit its catalyst. So there's a lot of like alchemic kind of like vials and glass kind of like baubles and things of that nature, and there is a liquid in kind of like this very large it's not a cistern, that's the wrong term, but this kind of very, very large glass kind of like bottle that is kind of bubbling up and shifting colors between a neutral blue into kind of like a very bright pink, and it's just kind of like shifting in real time as the liquid is bubbling.
These gender reveal parties are getting overcomplicated.
Now I'll say with 22, you've kind of discovered, kind of gotten a better analysis of like what happened here in general. You do not scan any threats
Okay.
within the terminal at this point in time.
Okay, cool. So it looks like this bubbling concoction is like done or is just about to be done.
It looks like it's in the process of shifting into something.
Okay.
I don't know how much knowledge Trick himself would have on like.
Well, certainly if I can
Experiments.
recall a piece of lore, I know where I can go to find that information. If I can't recall it myself. But anyway,
Google.
Sure.
true. Yeah, Trick opens Google and is like blue, it'll be pink, liquid? Question mark. Yeah, I think Trick just sort of looks around and is just sort of like, I think a fight happened. No. Yeah, no, I think he just looks around and just sort of like, okay, good. There's no.
Two
The-
halflings
the-
lay here, their hands
Yeah.
bound.
Yeah, he starts Batman Arkham Knight
Yeah.
recreating the scene virtually. Anyway, so yeah, he just sort of shakes his head and is like, okay, there's
Yeah.
whatever did this is not here still, and goes back to the group.
Do you want to inspect the greater door that you had seen that leads into the deeper levels?
I guess I will now that you've pointed it out to me. This isn't the door that the key is to, right? Or is it?
No.
Or
The key-
okay, because the key is to the wards.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, you approach the doorway. I'll say it is about 25 feet, 30 feet. Like these doors are 25 to 30 feet high, and about that size in width as well. You get close to them, and you can tell that they are made of some strange material, very akin to bone. Like there's just something about it. It shouldn't be this smooth, nor should it be this large, but it is like, it feels like bone to you. And I will say that again, with your 22 in perception, the doors were recently opened.
Well,
You can see like the track marks in the dirt underneath them, that they were like opened to a certain amount and then closed behind.
well, I think Trick says bone to a fucking metal, and then he. I think Trick. This is where we're supposed to be going, right? Like we're like, now that we have the key, we now go into the second levels.
Well, I will say again, from the conversations that you've had, essentially what Father Manassas told you all was like, if this force that has infiltrated the Orpheum is going deeper into the levels, the wards need to be reestablished to their full strength, because otherwise, like, just kind of as an example, that you would know
Shooting from the brain.
I would say it would be common knowledge of like what wards are usually used for, right? Like in other places there would be wards against scrying, wards against casting gates to teleport and things of that nature. Like, and so it would be, you could pretty easily put 1-to-1 of like, we need to put these wards back up essentially to trap whatever has infiltrated within the Orpheum itself, and the hope being whatever you have done, so like, I don't think Father Manassas necessarily thinks that y'all could stop it, but he's feeding Lady Ophelia for a reason, because he thinks that she can stop it, and like, in order to prevent this greater danger of like what's inside the Orpheum and its vaults from leaking out into the Orpheum Hollow proper. So like essentially this is a containment mission.
Okay. And again, so like, do we have the key and we're done and we're leaving now? Like we don't have to go deeper to activate the wards?
You have the key. You need to spend time with the key in order to re-up the wards.
Okay. So we don't have to go deeper into
you do
wherever
not personally
the
know
monster
how
is.
to readjust the only person in the group who would know how to reestablish the wards would be Catalina.
Okay. Interesting. And is the yeah, I can't imagine this thing is a fey fiend or undead, whatever is roaming around here. It could be. It could be. Well, I just ask because I get advantage on things if I'm if I'm investigating a creature of fey fiend or undead.
Sure.
Uh. Anyway. Yeah. Cool. I'm assuming I can't like make a nature check to like figure out like, oh yes, from these claw marks, this must be this. This must be X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, I'd say no. That's a fair point. Go ahead and roll me a nature check.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Can I roll advantage?
I'd say
If it's a fey fiend or undead.
I'd say because of the nature of what I know as the DM, and I'm assuming it's like you are trying to cross-reference these claw marks versus your vast database of fey fiend and undead creatures, along with probably just creatures that you've encountered out in the wild in general. I would say it's a straight nature roll.
Okay. We go with it.
Okay.
8.
There, I think what you pull away from the claw marks is that they are extraordinarily uneven. There's something very strange about them. There's not like, there is a certain pattern to, like, you know, a creature with paws has their claws are a certain distance from one another. There's a certain kind of like pattern to them that shows
We've
up
gotten
because
rated.
of them. Oh, we got rated? Oh, thank you so much. Welcome. We're in the process. We just shoved a dying individual into a safe gelatinous cube for preservation purposes, of course.
Just put him in the cooler so we can put him.
Yeah,
back
we
to
put
it.
him in the cooler just until later. But thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. We're currently raising money for LA wildfire relief, so feel free to check that out if you'd like. Every $50 we do a poll to change a nat 1 to a nat 20 or a nat 20 to a nat 1 and let the audience decide. So with that being said, Trick, with your nature check, I would say it does not register as a creature that you have encountered before.
Okay.
And the claw marks are strange.
Okay, cool. I think see, the me inside wants to open the door, but the other side of me is like probably should just go back to the group. I think Trick is gonna go back to the group.
the door to the sub level, to the second sub level, does not have any handles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's a push door. I don't know.
I mean, everything that you've encountered so far, you need like access.
Okay, cool.
And you have your access via Catalina.
Yeah. I think Trick is gonna go back to the group and just say, "Okay, I've checked the perimeter. The creature that did this is kind of fucked up. That's all I got. I think it went behind the big bone door."
I will say you can confidently say it is not a fey, fiend, or undead that you have encountered before.
Shit's not in my wheelhouse.
The difference, the translation
Yeah.
of this is not a creature you've encountered before. Shit's not in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Is so
It's pretty
good.
great poetry, actually.
Yeah.
So, what is everyone else doing? Trick was out there for a good chunk of time. Lux, I'm assuming you would not have gone back into the room.
No.
So, for the four of you that remain inside, what's the plan? Smidge, you're holding the ward key.
What do we do with this ball?
You should give that to me.
Smidge looks at Darjeeling.
But I kind of like it.
No.
I look up at Darjeeling.
So what is this?
It controls the wards, and we need to put them back up. But
She kind of sighs, and like looks down at her hands that are covered in blood, and she's just like, "Smidge, give her the ball."
Okay. He hands Catalina the orb.
Yeah, and I think that she realizes that she is also like covered in blood as you.
We
put
were
the key-
holding hands, but it's no big deal.
We were holding hands.
Yes, we were holding hands. I made a point of saying.
She put her hands over yours.
That's right. That's right. Well, we're both covered in blood.
Which is basically first base, as far as I'm concerned.
First base is when you. I got nothing. I'll take the key and realize that I was covered in blood and that I was holding hands with a beautiful.
Don't.
I can't remember your.
A drow.
No, I wasn't gonna make it racial.
Could be.
Yeah, Catalina doesn't.
God.
Sorcerer?
I have. That's what I was gonna say. Beautiful
Yeah.
sorceress.
Okay.
Sorceress. I have the key now,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna
Yeah, absolutely. So you.
put it in my.
It is volleyball size. You can definitely put it inside the bag of holding if you'd like. Again, it's something that you have seen before. It is, I'm pretty sure, a D20 is an icosahedron. So I will say, if it's not an icosahedron, someone please correct me, and that's what it is. But it's in the shape of a D20, and at every
Icosahedron.
Wait, what?
Icosahedron. ICO.
Yeah,
SA. Yeah, you weren't saying icosahedron.
That's not what you've been saying.
I said icosahedron.
No, you did not.
Did I not?
You said like isocahedron or something like that.
I don't think so.
Roll the tape.
Anyway,
Somebody
Does
clip
it
it.
does it matter?
People
It
of the
doesn't.
jury
It's
will
a-
understand
it's the size
that
of-
this
it's-
man.
so essentially there is like it's not a solid object, right? It is the vertices of the icosahedron, and tied to those copper vertices there are millions of tiny red threads that are kind of like intersecting into one another on all different sides. And as you kind of like roll it around in your hand, you can see like very rough geometric figures, some of which have to be readjusted and realigned in order to re-up the wards that they correspond with. The easiest part to figure this out is to do it outside of the vault with the ceiling. So you put that inside the bag of holding. What else are we doing?
I will. What does Darjeeling do to clean her hands?
What an interesting question.
You could.
I don't like where any. I don't
I
know
guess
if
you
I
could-
like any way this could
But-
go.
You could
I
stick
think
them
that
inside the gelatinous cube and pull them out.
I'm
if
not
you
doing
want.
that. I still don't know that it's okay to touch.
Sure.
No one has stated that
That's
it's
what
okay
I'm
to touch.
saying. That's why Ori is still convinced we're disposing of a body right now.
He told us to push him in there.
Ori,
So like,
do me a solid and roll me a perception check.
I think Darjeeling's going to look
Okay.
at her hands. Oh wait,
You-
what was it?
At this point in time,
17.
you would know that like if a humanoid had entered a gelatinous cube and the amount of time that has passed since we have pushed them in, their skin would have begun to like become red at the acid eating away at the flesh, before getting to like the the muscle and then the bone, and the bone would be left behind. The body's not getting red.
All right, so broken gelatinous cube. Got it.
Yeah, I think what Darjeeling's gonna do for her hands is I think she's gonna kind of look at them and she's gonna hit a little, and then she's gonna go, all right, so, and start addressing the group, but holding her palm out to Smidge expectantly, like not even looking at him, just holding her palms out to Smidge expectantly, and be like, so what are the next steps? What are we doing?
Smidge begins licking her hand.
Terrible. I love it.
I'm so sorry. Y'all are not beating the allegations.
I
I'm
didn't
so
tell him to
sorry.
lick them. I just needed him to handle it.
This is how cats clean things. I don't know
It's
what
true.
you want.
It's
You know
true.
you know what you've done. You know what you've done.
My son, you pervert.
I'm a gross little creature.
Exactly. You're not.
Do you not have prestidigitation?
No.
What is that? You can clean with prestidigitation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the main reasons you want to take it. It's great.
It's for cleaning?
You never
Yeah.
have to
I mean,
shower
in
again.
like in universe, You can clean stuff, yeah.
Okay. Well, I have prestidigitation.
But you let him
So-
do it anyway.
Well, he likes to do it. It makes him feel like he's contributing. He does it until there's just like streaks of kind of blood all over my hands,
And then I take my vest off and I start.
So I'm
I
gonna, so
follow
I'm
your
gonna
hand.
I'm gonna treat that this entire conversation happened in character, as somebody was like, oh, and then Darjeeling was like, he just likes to feel important. You
He
know?
does. Yeah, I'm like, he likes to. It's how they show that they care about each other. I don't know. Anyways,
I'd
what
like
are we
to
doing?
think. I'd like to think Smidge rubs it on his vest, and then you prestidigitate to clean his vest.
That's really
Perfect.
funny.
His vest is important. It can't be dirty.
Cool.
It's the only
Um,
mistake.
It's the only thing.
One vest.
Masha,
Yes.
as Catalina, you
Yep.
would know it's going to take you a bit of time to get through the wards. It's not a process that you go through quickly, because any like minute error means like the weakening of the ward. So you have to take at least 15 minutes with this thing to kind of like go through, because like imagine the ward key as kind of like the game controller and the ceiling as your screen. Like you are moving the strings around and rewrapping things, as the fresca on the ceiling, the image moves, it like shifts, and that's how you know that the ward, once the image shifts from like essentially you will know when the wards have been completed when the image shifts back to what it originally was.
Right.
Now nobody has taken a step outside to take a good look at the ceiling as of yet, or said that they were going to take a good look at the ceiling, so I'm not going to describe that yet, but you know that you had to kind of like sit down and like really just kind of like
And I like have to
focus
do
on
it
this.
there,
Yeah.
out in the open.
Like, I mean, it would be, yeah.
I think I tell everybody that, like,
Okay.
I have to do this. It's going to take time, and whatever bisected my friend and colleague is still out there somewhere. And also, rhododendron somewhere
Just
also
missing,
maybe
yeah.
dead. Who knows? Yeah. And I think that Kat has a moment where she just like looks at Wokon, looks at her bloody hands, and just kind of like steals herself and like walks out into the space where the fresca is with the ward key.
Absolutely. So, is anyone staying inside the vault, or is everyone following after?
I think we're all following.
All right.
Sorry,
We're
somebody
doing
asked a
that
question.
line.
I said there's not really a reason to stay inside the vault that I'm aware of.
Not if you, unless you wanted to talk more with Wokon, but otherwise,
Oh,
you know.
can he still talk?
I mean, he's still
It's
cautiously.
not good for him.
It's
He's
not good
trying
for
to
him.
go into stasis.
Okay, well, Trick doesn't know that. Trick's gonna go up and say,
Oh my god.
Trick's gonna be like, I didn't see what happened. What happened in that?
Okay, cool.
He's dead, Mr.
no.
Pippis. You should
He's
move on.
fucking dead.
Please,
Um,
let the poor man rest.
Smidge, to your horror, Wokon's eyes open, and very feebly, the two of you hear, "I'm not dead."
Smidge runs out of the room.
That's
Okay.
good.
It's really funny that Smidge ran out of the room after like encountering actual ghosts earlier on this very day.
The Trick like pokes the ooze and is like, "Oh, wish I had one of these." Anyway,
so you want to?
what happened? Yeah, what happened to you? What
Okay.
happened to your friend? What happened to the monster? Just a basic rundown.
I think
Just curious.
Am I gone, by
Yes,
the way?
I
I've
think-
walked out. Great, I can't fix this. Okay.
Okay, so what we'll say is Trick is in the vault with Wokon. Everyone else has moved
Amazing.
outside.
My god, the poor man. He's been through so much.
Catalina, you look up at the ceiling. And again, this is a fresco that stretches 120 feet, right? It covers pretty much a good chunk of the ceiling. They're in various different tones of red. There are various kind of like depictions of like House Orpheum history, and so there's like, you know, they're all still large enough to where like you can very clearly see the pictures, but like imagine like does everyone know what pointillist art is, or like the art that's put together by dots essentially, right? And it's like every screen essentially is pointillist to a certain degree, but like these are tiny little like tiles that have been painstakingly layered on top of one another to create these like Renaissance like level like very kind of like Roman-esque art, if that makes sense. I forget what this, it's just classical art essentially, you know, like with the very beautiful contouring and the all that kind of stuff. Anyway, so there are 3 major wards that are done and need to be re-upped. The primary ward is, you see the depiction of Saint Basil standing on the bridge with his sword kind of like at his side in that armor that you saw in that painting in the break room. This kind of like dark armor, he's holding the sword at his side. You know that you need to adjust the wards so that Saint Basil walks across the bridge and plunges the sword into the face of the Fomorian that is piercing through the vault. So there's that initial, it's like it's almost kind of like you're animating in real time as you are kind of like, you need to adjust the chords to shift the tiles and make it so that through time, through effort, this protective ward is reestablished within the grounds of the Orpheum. That's the first ward that has to be dealt with. As you're kind of like taking this all in, I would also like to ask what everyone else is doing. I'd like to, you know, kind of establish what we are all doing, and kind of begin those threads before we end the session for the night. So that is, so Kat, you're kind of sitting down probably on some steps or something on those lines, and just kind of like assessing all the work that you have to do while kind of like refamiliarizing yourself with the ward key, because you were not the one who brought them down. So we'll say that's what's happening right now. What is Trick? You are questioning. I don't want to say interrogating. You are questioning Wokon in the vault.
I roll intimidation.
Yeah. Slams hand against the gelatinous cube, and he like begins to wobble. Swear to me.
Push his hand into it and then pull it out again. Waterboard him with the ooze.
That's crazy.
Swear to me is crazy.
I slowly push him in and then I pull him out and say, "I want to answer now."
Lux, you've been the outside the longest. You see your compatriots, your partners, this strange group of strangers that you've aligned yourself with, kind of like exit out of the vault. What are you doing?
I think Lux is going to watch Catalina like moving this
Object.
This object, these wards, and while they do that, and is sort of like interested in the magic, but is also like kind of watching Cat's back,
Okay.
in case of this thing coming back. And then while they're doing that, they've got like a little crescent moon rock that they're like flipping through their fingers, like someone would flip like a coin through their fingers.
Gotcha.
And they're just doing that.
Cool. So then what we'll do is you'll actively be rolling for perception just to like stay on top of guarding Cat.
Okay.
Ori, what would you like to be doing?
Ori is still worried about Father Manassas because we got to do this quick in order to get everything done. But there's not really anything he can do to help at this point because he's not magical and everything. So he's actually probably with Trick.
Okay.
Like, and kind of like,
good cop, bad cop.
If there's because if there's something going on like in this area, there's still trouble, and trouble needs to be solved. So I think that's what he's doing. He's hanging out with Trick.
Okay. Okay, good.
The Trick just turns and says, "Wait, what's your name?"
We have met. I am Melori.
Oh, I don't think we ever formally said our names. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
Karma caws at you as well.
His crow.
Oh yeah, you have a
Or,
bird.
sorry, his
That's
raven.
right.
Karma.
Oh,
people forget-
forgetting about the bird. Fuck.
You both get a sting of pain, and you hear, "I am Wokon."
Nice to meet you, Wokon. Trick does a weird glance at the crow wearing a big crow skull on his face.
It's a raven. It's a raven.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I forget about all those differences. Anyway, Google them later, people.
Cool.
Yeah, Trick turns around in his big bird skull mask and turns back to the guy and says, "Okay, anyway, where's the monster? Where's your friend? Then you can go back to sleep."
Again, Wokon, you see Wokon's eyes kind of glaze over for a moment before they refocus back on the two of you. And once again, you feel that sting of pain in both of your minds as he says, "I can show you, but it will hurt."
I can take it.
Yeah, something equally edgy. Fucking yeah, go.
Excellent. So the both of you kind of you're approximately the same size, I think. Or I think Ori, you're taller.
I don't know. How tall are you?
I don't know. He's probably taller. I think you said Ori was like 2 feet,
You
wasn't
said that Ori is the shortest.
Yeah, I feel like Ori's probably the shortest. If doesn't think he's 2 feet, then I think Trick is probably 4 feet or something.
Oh, it's bigger than I thought.
Either way.
Oh yeah, actually, absolutely, yeah. Ori is 2'5" or something like that.
The both of you kind of look at one another, and then as you're turning back to Wokon, you are immediately this sharp spike of pain enters into your brains, and both of you will take 4 points of psychic damage as the world blackens.
I do that to myself all the time.
As the world blackens and you are thrust into Wokon's memory. And now Darjeeling and Smidge, what are the two of you doing?
I kind of want to, I don't know, just finagle around and see what there is in this room. And
Yeah.
I also there's other vaults here, right?
There are.
I want to snoop. I want to peek into the other vaults, at least through the windows in the viewing rooms.
Absolutely. So
see what's inside.
On the floor that you're on, there's the vaults. You will not be able to get inside of them without a faculty member. However, there are the steps that Catalina's sitting on. They do lead up to Lady Ophelia's laboratory as well. And you do see that kind of on the wall that the laboratory is. I know I keep jumping between the two. It's fine. There are 2 very pretty gilded gold doors, and that sit on that wall specifically. They face opposite the pale bone doorway that leads down to the second sublevel.
These gilded golden doors, do they open?
They have hinges.
Do they have a doorknob or lock?
They do not have a doorknob. Strangely though, it does seem like they do have some kind of ornamental keyhole.
I peer into the keyhole.
Okay, so you're going up to. Okay, so cool. Darjeeling, what are you doing as Smidge scampers up to the laboratory?
I think that Darjeeling is gonna watch him scamper off, and she's gonna kind of laugh, and then she's gonna kind of assess the outer room, and see Lux flipping their cool rock, and see Cat really focusing on the ceiling. And I think she's gonna saunter over to Cat and be like, "So pretty crazy the body and the goo, right? That's pretty. What are you looking at?"
What are you doing later?
Yeah, what are you doing right now, actually? Because I know that out of character, I know that it's something that like she needs to concentrate on, and I think that Darjeeling is just kind of like, yeah. So like, what are you doing right now? That looks neat. At cat. I waited until Masha had a mouthful of food to begin this roleplay exchange.
I know, I'm eating a lot of pizza right now. I'm very sorry.
Mamma mia.
Never be sorry for eating pizza.
Well, the timing could have been better.
Mamma mia.
Mamma mia. How would a cat respond to this? I think that she is, like, really focused and, like, kind of, like, is, like, shakes her head and looks up at Darjeeling and then kind of, like, keeps fiddling a little bit and looks back down and says, this is, like I said, the ward key, it controls, that, and like without letting go, she like points with one finger up at the fresco on the ceiling, and it keeps us safe, and some of it was taken down and I have to put it back up, so that what happened to Wokan doesn't happen to the rest of us or anyone else. It's been a long day, but it's an ancient form of magic. And then I think she starts, like, as she's doing this, like, goes, like, super into detail about, like, the kind of magic that it is, and, like, I don't know, hyper fixates on it. I don't know. I don't know the magic enough.
You would also know that there are examples of other examples of this, like, string magic in the first vault. On the right hand side, that is the vault that is kind of like used by your fellow staff member that you haven't seen actually since like your first year here, Sir Winston Humphreys.
When you say examples of this kind of magic, like, correct, what for?
Yeah, absolutely.
Did I know what for?
So you would know a lot of these are objects that have been taken from archaeological digs. So there is a greater question within the academic, like the magical academic community right now of there have been objects discovered from prehistory, which in this specific instance is like this predates the elven race as well. Elves are very long-lived, and Sir Winston Humphreys has been kind of like working alongside a coalition of elven kingdoms to like explore and excavate ruins that they have found on their lands, and
but like with their permission.
Yes, absolutely, with their permission.
Cool.
And so it's like he takes select things and brings them back for storage and for like for archiving, but mostly everything stays within the land itself. What little they have is not being displayed like at the Orpheum as the museum itself. It's just being used to like be cataloged and to be experimented, or like not experimented on, but like to be reverse engineered. And so this structure, this kind of like strange puppetry magic that you're doing with the strings that's adjusting the fresca, this is a very, very like this is a very sophisticated form of that ancient magic that you would find in that vault. In that vault, you'd find something very similar to your alchemical jug, but with like a lattice work of string and knots around it in order to imbue it with those properties. What are people laughing at?
Sorry, we're being really stupid in this question.
But we do
that. We said his name was Winston, so then Chris was like Winton Overwatch, and then we were just saying Winton, and then Chris started shortening Overwatch to Overwatch, and then Orwalk, and then me, Chris, and Eric at the same time just said "oh" in chat at the same second.
all at the same time.
It's like the one brain cell rattled around
Yeah.
to all three of you in the
100%.
same moment.
All that to say,
I'm so sorry.
with the advent of like the understanding of prehistoric civilizations and what that looked like, there came the question of what prehistoric spell casting looked like. And the
So this is like way before Eye of Newt, way
Yes.
before.
Well, I will say an example that Catalina brings up to you, which is kind of like the most. It's the one that's brought up the most in academic circles. It's like taught at university. It's not a law, but it is very much a theory that most of the community like says that makes sense. You know,
a generally accepted scientific theory
correct.
or magical theory.
Exactly. And so what that is that from a few very kind of like well noted and well kind of like cataloged archaeological sites, people have discovered that in the past those like small clustered civilizations would send messengers to one another with missives. Like they didn't trust it to animals, they didn't trust it to the magic of like being able to send messages long distance had not been established yet. So instead they would send individuals with those writings or with that message from, you know, village to village. And what they would do is in the weeks leading up to the departure of this messenger, the community would come together and they would weave a cloak for that messenger to wear on their travels, for protection and to like cloak their passage, because it was still dangerous times. And so extrapolated from that and from pieces that they have like discovered and like a lot of like rumination amongst the academic community, they've discovered that Pass Without Trace is one of the oldest spells in existence, because they used to weave it into these cloaks to protect the messengers on their travels. And it would last a very long time, because a lot of it is like when you ritual cast something, you don't spend a spell slot, right? You take just 10 minutes and you kind of like pour over the spell in general in order to be able to cast it. This is a very kind of like rudimentary but more sophisticated version of ritual casting, because it is like you are pouring weeks and days of time into crafting this spell work, into the string, into these kind of like woven tapestries and woven materials in order to imbue the magic into these objects. And so Pass Without Trace is a spell that almost everyone knows and is like very commonly used nowadays. But like understanding part of the discovery of finding out that it is such an old spell in and of itself is part of like what the Orpheum has discovered via this method of like prehistoric discovery in archaeology. So
Kat says this all to me.
Unless you stop her at some point. Yeah.
No,
she's just
I'm like I'm like leaning into it, like yeah. And I'm okay. So she, I guess, wraps it up a little bit. And Darjeeling's like, or do you just keep going?
I will say.
I think like, I mean, what I'm picturing is like I'm messing with it and like periodically looking up to see how it's affected what I'm doing, and like looking back down and then like looking up and like looking at you and then looking back down and like keeping working. Saul, whatever you were gonna say.
No, absolutely. I would say
just
like
trying to flirt with Morgan real quick.
Y'all are kind of like engrossed. No, absolutely. Y'all are kind of like engrossed in this. Lux, you're there. You're there also.
Lux is also there.
Oh, I'm so I forgot.
Lux, you're also there.
Lux like could not care at all.
With your fidget
Or
toy.
could not care less.
Yeah, Lux has the fidget spinner out. Lux is gone.
Yeah.
I will say, so this would be a good chunk of the conversation in general, like maybe like in between 5 to 10 minutes have passed. With that, I will say, Smidge, go ahead and roll me a perception check as you peer through the keyhole of this door.
Yeah, perception. 15.
Okay. Yeah, so you kind of like stick, you stick your eye up to the keyhole, and you can tell there's candlelight on the other side of it. So there are candles lit. You can kind of catch the glimpse of like a curtain almost. But before you can really kind of like see through too much or like catch greater, like, weave your eye around to try and catch more very limited visual information, out of the corner of your eye, you see there is this large glass receptacle and that's in the process of boiling over. And there's blue liquid and the rivulets of heated water that are rising up to create the boiling visage of the liquid are this bright pink, and it's like very quickly in the process of like shifting from blue to pink, and in just like a very kind of like almost anticlimactic event, the liquid just completely turns pink and the water settles and is just kind of like slowly kind of like pushing up and down within this giant receptacle. It's sitting on a large table that has other kind of vials and flasks and things of that nature with notes kind of scattered around it.
Was there like a burner under it or anything, or
no.
is it just? So it was just a vial sitting there bubbling of its own accord.
Yes, I will say if I asked you to roll an investigation or like an intelligence check, like out of the corner of every one of your eyes, you would remember like walking into the room, seeing this receptacle, because it is big enough to be seen from the main floor, and like and remember it kind of like softly bubbling when you entered into the room. But like,
wait, sorry, am I seeing this through the golden door, or am I seeing this?
This
in
is
the
out.
lab?
This is out of the corner of your eye, in the lab. Yeah.
Okay. Huh. I guess I walk up to it.
Cool. Yeah, it looks supremely uninteresting. Like you're like, for the most part, like you haven't, like, again, there's no burner attached to it. It's just kind of like whatever components were within this receptacle were reacting to one another at a gradual pace, and it culminated in this moment and is now showing off this, this result.
Given that you have told me it is supremely uninteresting, I'm
Yeah.
going to turn around, go back to the golden door, and try to pick the lock to it.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and roll me a sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand or just thieves' tools?
I guess, yeah, it would be your thieves' tools.
I mean, my sleight of hand is really good, actually, but yeah, thieves' tools. Dexterity?
I thought thieves' tools was tied to sleight of hand.
No.
No?
If you want to run it that way, we can, but I don't believe so. At least not on roll 20.
Sure.
Because you got tool proficiencies, right?
Yeah.
Oh, fair. Well, what your tool proficiency would be your proficiency bonus plus your dexterity, which should be the same.
It should be the same.
I have expertise in sleight of hand.
Oh, that's right, you do. Yeah, I'd say.
I'll roll either. It's a difference of 2. It doesn't really make a difference.
Yeah, just go ahead and do the thieves' tools then, just because it's like
okay.
It just
Sets
makes more
precedent.
sense, since you have the tools. Yeah.
13.
Yeah, there's something about the door in and of itself, like within your thieves' tools, you're looking for like a tumbler effect within the lock itself to open it up. However, as you're kind of like maneuvering and like it's clinking against the whatever mechanism is inside, you're not finding tumblers per se. It is like you are finding a mechanism, but it's not the normal, like it's not what you would normally find within a door to unlock. So it will take a little bit more than a 13 in order to attempt to like really take the time to like figure out what the mechanism is. What's your normal like intelligence score?
My intelligence score is 8.
Okay. That's not insanely stupid. I'll say
I'm slightly below average human.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'll just say like it you take a couple of minutes trying to do it your own way before you kind of step back and you kind of think about it, and you're like, every other door that you've seen in this fucking house has had something to do with like the magical security. Yeah, exactly. So it's just like there's some you definitely figure out that even though there is a mechanism to the door and there are hinges, it's just like the easiest way to access it would be the normal way via magic.
Yeah, I guess I'll just like put my thieves' tools away and put another handful of roasted peanuts in my mouth and look around for any other shiny doodads in this lab area that I could steal.
Absolutely. Trying to see. Trying to think. Trick and Ori are still in the Painscape, and the
Oh. Who up in the Painscape?
um,
Yo,
Me and your girl up in the
What
Painscape
up?
for real.
Lux,
Me
go
and the bro in the
actually,
Painscape.
yeah, Lux, go ahead and roll me that perception check that I've been like, we'll say has been kind of like cumulative for like the last 5 minutes of you kind of like, I'll say with advantage since that's the thing that you've
Okay.
kind of like solely been focused on.
Mhm. There we go. Keep wanting to click performance. There we go.
Okay. I'll say with a 12 in perception, you've kind of been also caught up by Darjeeling, like, you know, sauntering over and kind of like her very obvious pursuits of attention towards Catalina. Although, you know, to a certain degree, like, whether, like, I'll leave whether or not you found Catalina's spiel about prehistoric magic interesting to you. But I would not fault you for getting kind of bored about it in general. However, I will say with the 12, or what are your thoughts? Like, are you actually interested in the in this academic conversation, or
Lux cared for the first 3 minutes,
Yeah.
and then it kept going, and they stopped caring.
absolutely?
Like, they are interested in magic in the sense that it can be used to do cool shit. They are not interested in magic academics.
Absolutely. I'll say with the with that 12, however, you also catch the receptacle turning from that neutral blue into this kind of like hot glowing pink. And it is like maybe like 10-15 feet away from you. So it's like not like a huge distance if you were to wanting to step away to take a look at it.
Yeah, Lux will go check it out.
So as you step closer to the table, you see what Smidge overlooked, which is just this pile of notes that is kind of like scattered in front of this receptacle.
Wouldn't matter. She can't read.
Would you like to take a cursory look at the notes, or would you rather like inspect the receptacle itself?
Lux will look at the notes, I think.
Dope. So as you are kind of going through the notes, you're seeing that every single page is essentially kind of like notes over trial experimentations. The topmost one reads Trial 731. And each page has the same kind of like header notes. Unfortunately, Lady Ophelia does use kind of like an what was the MLA format, or the there used to be like a specific notes taking
MLA.
The specific notes taking like format.
12 point times New Roman
yeah.
MLA format.
And
That
the
hurts
fact
me.
you didn't remember it just shows the
Listen,
education.
and so but like their handwriting's immaculate. What you can read is essentially what you gather is that this experiment, whatever has just happened, is the 731st trial where Lady Ophelia has been trying different chemical trials in order to find the source of where the curse that is currently plaguing the Mother Superior of the Night Spring Coven. This is what she has been working on. This is like she's taking, she's going trial by trial, essentially going through, like insane amounts of biological samples to find and like whittle down where the curse could come from. And she has marked it down to, like 2 creature types. And whatever is in this result is one of these 2. So one of these 2 creature types led to the like whatever curse is currently befallen the Mother Superior of the Night Spring Coven. And so I'll say you gain 2 pieces of fact from just looking at this piece of note. One is the 2 creature types that are left are dragon, and fiend. The second piece of information you're left with is the name of the Mother Superior of the Nightspring Coven. The name of the Mother Superior, her name is Eleanor Ruth.
Mark?
And that's where we're going to end the session.
Did I know this? Did
I hate
Catalina?
Papadilla. I hate Papadilla so much.
Wow.
We're just gonna have to find out next session.
That's not my. That's not my mom. That's Kat's mom.
Well, we don't know that yet.
You're
it
not
could
my
be
dad.
Yeah, it could be a distant relative. Who knows? But we just know that this is also a member of House.
She could have been arranged married into it, you know.
Is she my cousin for real?
Better not be.
Hey,
No,
cousins
First of
kiss
all,
too.
Full circle moment, ladies and gentlemen.
There's that meme photo of like the child
Cut
with the
the
dodgeball,
stream.
and it's like me and Apollo's gift of prophecy, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of fun. I'm very excited to get into the Painscape with Ori and
A lot of
Trick.
fun.
And we'll probably start next session with that of like what they're experimenting on. Just so the two of you know ahead of time, the longer you spend in this Painscape and the more detail you want to get from it, the more psychic damage you will take.
Nice.
So just
Hey.
know that, like, you know,
All part of the job.
yeah.
Yep.
Anybody ever seen the Dragon Ball Z movie, The Dead Zone? That's
Yeah.
where I imagine the two of them are right now.
I would love some garlic. Thank you.
No. Bad joke for two people.
Fun things are happening. With that in mind,
I
I
can't believe
think-
Saul's gonna make me a cousin kisser on stream. That's insane.
Yeah, you haven't kissed her yet.
yeah, literally. I guess while we wind down, I will go ahead and throw up the new
Please
poll. The new poll.
And hey,
Um,
thanks so much for donating, you guys.
yes, thank you so
Yeah.
much for donating, really and truly. Let's see here. Can we get this? Can we? Twitch, please work with me. Yes, new poll, fantastic. Do.
So the pink or blue potion wasn't a gender reveal potion, it was a monster reveal potion.
Hell
Even
yeah.
better.
Um,
That's what I like to see.
and the funny part
Gender-
is,
If you guys found this funny, buy our comedy album.
you still don't know what the result is.
True. And Smidge doesn't care.
Correct.
gender is temporary.
And
monsters
Smidge
are
also
forever.
can't read.
Also true.
I made that decision. I don't know that was good.
No, I mean that's correct. That's more up to you. Yeah. Would you have taught Smidge to read?
Fuck no.
Would Smidge have the patience to learn to read? Also, no.
I think that he would have tried if Darjeeling.
I'm just
made
saying,
him.
you were establishing
Yeah.
a very interesting point of canon, okay? Because
No,
now,
point.
because if Smidge can't read, that's going to be very interesting down the road when we eventually have our own, like, escape situation of, like, what could this mean, you know?
Does it look just like the word escape?
Push button to help, you know, what is this word? I don't know, but it's a cool button, you know?
Smidge looking at the nuclear launch codes.
Smidge in the presidential bunker.
But yes, we have the one final poll of Nat 1 to Nat 20 and Nat 20 to Nat 1, so please go ahead and refresh and vote on it.
Vote now.
Did
On your
Riley ever
phone.
decide on which one he wanted? I don't remember.
Yes,
He
unfortunately.
did 20-1.
20 to 1. Thank you.
Riley chose the renegade option.
If
Love
this impacts
respect
me, I want to go on record. If I'm trying to flirt with a shoddy, if I'm trying to seduce a dragon, and I roll a 20, and Riley is the reason that I fail, I will punch a hole through one of my monitors.
She does know where you live, Riley.
That's true.
The Animorphs book club will be so over.
Oh my god.
No!
Rip.
Oh
Wow,
my
tragic.
lord.
That's actually.
Isn't there someone you forgot to ask? Me. What about me?
Yeah. Fun stuff.
Please vote in the poll. Please
Fun
vote in the
stuff.
poll. Please vote in the poll.
Vote now. Do it.
Vote now.
Or
vote
else. So Dragon and Fiend, huh, Sel?
Yes, Dragon and Fiend. The rest of the
Dragon.
like the rest of the monster types that have been scratched out are all ones that have like that are capable of conscious thought, right? Because you have like oozes that kind of like act naturalistically but can't necessarily like plan stuff. They can stalk prey, but they can't necessarily do this kind of stuff. It's also like monster types that can actually like cast magic, things of that nature. So, but the two that are left are Dragon and Fiend. I'd say, what else could you glean from the notes? You glean Eleanor Ruth.
I'm so glad you went over and looked at this table. Can you imagine? Critical information is just sitting on a fucking table because Smidge can't read.
Hey,
We've already encountered it.
Do you remember pre-session where I was like, let your curiosity go, like take a hold of you, like just like go around and inspect stuff, check stuff out.
Paragon won this time.
Nice. So we've got the poll won for turning a nat 1 to a nat 20. Excellent.
So the next nat 20 becomes a nat 1, and the next nat 1
turns into a nat 20.
Do they work
Crazy.
like +1/+1 counters? They cancel each other out.
Yeah.
No, because it's not a nat 1. If it was turned, you know what I mean? You didn't roll
But the
it.
nat 1 turns it into a nat 20, and the nat 20 then turns into the nat 1.
The next rolled natural.
Okay, well, now we're changing the contract
Hey,
language.
Rules as written.
Rah!
So as the dungeon master, I will decide, and we'll be okay with that.
Fair enough.
Oh, right. They doesn't get this one.
That way we don't have to bang our heads against the player's handbook or anything.
It wasn't.
Like that.
This one wasn't 50-50.
I know. It was
No.
recently.
Nice. No, that's good. It's good to
All
have
right.
a little bit of change.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much, everyone, for voting. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We
Have a good
will
one.
hopefully see you soon. Follow us on social media. Figure out when our next session is.
Follow us on Blue Sky.
Or just
Follow
like
us on Blue Sky.
follow us here on Twitch so that you get the notification when we go live.
Also here
Yeah.
on Twitch.
Join our Discord.
But
Join our Discord. Discord in the chat.
I
Just put it in
send
the chat.
really funny memes in the
it should be
Discord. You
exclamation
should
point
join.
social.
Yeah, you need to join that Discord. There's some crazy stuff that happens in.
Hopefully that link still works. Anyway,
I don't think we've given Morgan an 18+ channel yet, but we might.
That invite is invalid, but we could totally.
I can't. Somebody else is gonna need to grab that and throw it into.
I'm doing it right now.
Thank you.
Rat me
You
out.
can join our Discord this way.
Lovely. Excellent.
When we hit $500, we'll make a not safe for work channel in the Discord, and I'll just send all my sketches in there. I'll send,
BRB donating
I-
$190 right now.
if we hit $500, I will let Saul post the original Darjeeling, or not Darjeeling, the original Lady Ophelia art on our
Oh
Blue
my
Sky
God.
and
Ooh,
social
yeah, okay,
media.
you want
It's
to see
so
that.
good. It's
You wanna
great
see
art.
it.
Look at him
That's
shaking his
amazing.
head.
Art deemed too milfy for stream.
Have a good night, everyone. I love you all.
Thanks for
Good
coming.
night, everyone.
Yeah.
We love you.
Good night. We
Good
love
night.
you.
I'm Patrick. Go drink some water.
Be kind to
Unclench your
yourselves.
jaw.